Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. For the first time since 2007, the Jacksonville Jaguars are 4-1. Trevor Lawrence fell down twice, but managed to score the game-winning touchdown with his legs from 1 yard out. That powered the Jags to a 31-28 win over the Chiefs last night in Jacksonville. The loss drops KC to 2-3 on the season. In college football, number 1 Ohio State's at number 17 Illinois on Saturday. It'll be a big noon kick from Champaign. Ryan Day will hold his weekly press conference today at noon. We'll carry those comments live on the Fan when he hits the podium. Buckeyes are at Wisconsin next Saturday for a 3:30 kick on CBS. And the NHL's regular season begins tonight. The Blue Jackets will open in Nashville on Thursday. General Manager Don Waddell will join Bo Bishop in 30 minutes. And the Columbus Aviators are coming to the United Football League in 2026. This update sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus a special rate on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card.
Your morning just got more interesting. Distilled and barrel-picked for your listening pleasure. Bo Bishop, a local sports media legend. What William T. Sherman was to the Union Army, he is to Northern College football. A husband, a father, and middling youth sports coach. He's friends with Central Ohio sporting royalty.
I'm talking to Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjorken. Coach Day walking on with us right now. Good to see you, buddy. Good buddy Austin Ward. My good buddy Tim May, the Tim May Show. The great Doug Lavery's joining us.
Hi, everybody. Dom Tiberi here.
Oh, Reese came in and he handed me papers.
Yeah,
and then
it's a rundown.
And then he said, "You see that button? That's the only button you need to worry about. Don't touch. There's 8,000 buttons in front of me." Oh, I didn't know what he was talking about.
The one that says on.
We blew the budget on this imaging, and only 2 guys answered our ad on Craigslist. Ryan Baker and Eric Reeser. Act accordingly. You're now listening to Bishop and Friends.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years.
All right, let's do it live on a Tuesday edition of the program. Bo and the boys with you for the next 3. Loaded up. Don Waddell, general manager of your Columbus Blue Jackets, who dropped the puck Thursday, will join us. 10 o'clock, we hit you with the real truth. 10:30, Uncle Dom drops by. Is it this week or next week that's the Italian Fest?
This weekend.
That's a different Dommy. That's a Dommy dripping with Carfagna sauce, living the time of his life. Have you guys ever experienced him at oh my God. Him at Italian Fest is all you ever need. That's all you need is him there. It's unbelievable.
He's been talking about it for 3 weeks, so.
As he should. When you walk around, walking around there with him is a little bit like the old Don in Godfather 2 at the feast in the white suit. It's a little bit like that. That's kind of the feeling that you get walking around with Dommy at Italian Fest. So you're going to get Italian Fest Dommy at 10:30. Then 11 o'clock we'll blitz the NFL. So that put me in a good mood. That it's Italian. That put me in a good mood. All of those things make me happy. This morning, I was not in a good mood, which was strange because it's Beamsy's birthday today. Happy 12th birthday to baby boy Beamsy. And so we had a good mood. Good to get him up, and I'm like, I'll make him a full breakfast and do some waffles and eggs and all of these things on his birthday. So I get him up. He comes downstairs just in shorts, and I go, buddy, you want me to make you a big breakfast? Some waffles and eggs? No, just waffles. I'm so tired. And I'm thinking to myself, it was a blink, and they were all like 5 and bouncing off the walls to open presents. And now, not even that. So we'll get through it. So he has the breakfast. We're fine. So I'm doing some of the show prep, and we have to leave this house at 7:25 in order for them to get to school before the bell, which rings at 7:49. So it's 7:10. And my wife has yelled a few times, and then she yells into the office, and she goes, "I don't think they've showered." And it's like 7:10. So I go up there, and they have. Beamsy has showered. NBC's room, doors closed, which is always dicey on a 13-year-old. I knock on the door. I open it. He's laying in his bed. He's already showered. He's just laying there, like wasting time. I said, "Bud, what are you doing?" I swear to goodness, this is his response. "Why is everybody yelling at me all the time?" Okay. That's how this morning's we're going to do one of those. So then I go, "Well, I'm not yelling. I'm up here to give you a little shot in the arm so that we're not late for school." And why was I concerned about being late for school, you may ask? Well, because this morning these little drops came out of the sky, and they contained liquid. And that liquid apparently is driver poison. It terrifies, it absolutely frightens the life out of people. Now, this is not a monsoon. We've had a little bit of rain. So I know how this is going to work. So away we go. We depart 728. Matriculating through town. There's two ways you can go. One main thoroughfare that is always clogged, and then there's a back way. The back way isn't so much of a back way anymore because more and more people are becoming aware of it because people, unfortunately, have spilled the secret on the back way, and they can't keep their mouth shut. Like I told nobody of the back way. I would never tell anybody the back way. That's my secret so that I have ease of travel. Well, no. Secret's out. So I pull into the back way, and I see a light that allows 3 cars in at a time, backed up 18 cars. Okay. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, light rotation. I'm tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. And rest assured, I don't care if they get tardy things or not. I don't care at all. That's not what it's about. You know what I'm worried about? If they aren't in before the doors are locked, I got to get out of my car and walk them in and go talk to the office about why they're late. So I don't care about the tardy thing. It's my inconvenience now. So we get through it. Now, we haven't had a problem with this all year. Now, for the first time all year, because of the rain, nobody knows how to zipper merge. Can't figure it out. I'm blinking lights. No, it's your turn. You go. I want to be like one of those guys like in like New York in the old days that would like point you and then you and like you get it. That's what I want to be. It's so simple. You go when he goes. She goes when come on, just one goes at a time and then it all works and everything flows. But of course they don't. So I'm blinking lights at this guy. Like, no, it's your turn. So then he blinks lights back, like trying to be overly magnanimous, nice to me. Okay, fine. So I'll do it. But then that screws up the whole merge because now this row can't get out. It's a mess, an absolute mess. Did we get there on time? Yes. But as we pulled in, 13-year-old NBC, who's in a garbage mood all day, why is everybody yelling at me? As he opens up the door, his buddy is in front of him, and he gets out of the door like to go like walk in with his buddy. My dude, in his ridiculous Birkenstocks, tripped all over himself.
Did he have socks on the Birkenstocks?
He did. He tripped. Somehow, I think it would have been better had he actually fell, but he didn't fell. He kind of like kept his balance and just went flailing into the door of the school. And I said, well, that's a Tuesday. That's a Tuesday. All before 8 a.m., boys.
It's pretty incredible. Were they up watching the end of Monday Night Football?
Oh, no. They were in long before that. I didn't get to the end of it. I saw it this morning, and I like how you dropped that in because of much like Trevor Lawrence at the end. That was NBC walking into the middle school. Good job out of you.
You look like a baby deer scoring a touchdown.
I'm sure had you had a camera on that, it's almost picture in picture, just like Lawrence with 23 seconds left, tripping over a lineman, stumbling again, then popping back up and scoring a 1-yard touchdown.
It was a lot like that.
I mean, this is football like this past week, and that was, I was telling T-Bone and Tyvus, like the perfect end to a really strange week.
Well, it just goes to show, though, and I do want to get into some of the changing of the guard stuff. We'll do that coming up next. But I think what this weekend showed. So 2 lessons from this morning for the kids. Number 1, just because it rains doesn't mean that it's black ice. Rain does not equal black ice. Still sticky, as it turns out. Asphalt remains sticky. Monsoon, fine. Different. Flash flooding, fine. But light rain, you're good. Yeah, exercise some caution, but it's not black ice. And the second thing I think that we can take from this morning and bigger picture this weekend is football's a weird sport. It's got an oblong ball. It bounces in different ways. You never know who's going to show up every single game and then show out. And the NFL is engineered to where everybody's equal. so it's even far more likely. But we saw it in a college weekend that was completely intoxicated. Completely. Stuff that just doesn't make any sense at all because it's a weird game, man. And sometimes it's about motivation and give a damn and all those things. And when the talent is pretty close, like it is in the NFL, you get what you got, which was last night was kind of the capper on it. That's a good point out of you, Reese. It was kind of the perfect way to end it, was him stumbling into the end zone.
Because, I mean, even that whole game, really, even by like the Chiefs' performance, you're like, who are these teams? What have the body snatchers done with Kansas City outside of Patrick Mahomes? And then is Jacksonville, like, what do you make of this squad that plays yakety sax football that could really only, I mean, they're 4-1, so they're legit, but they could only really, with that brand of football that they play, win the AFC South. I mean, it's the perfect nonsense team with the perfect nonsense coach to win the perfect nonsense division.
I suppose that
You asked it in the form of a question.
That is going to dovetail very nicely into the conversation about changing of the guard, because I don't know that the AFC South is junk anymore. I think Indianapolis might actually be good. I think kind of think they are.
Right? Like,
and that's a nice win out of Jacksonville last night. So chaos ensues, and there was a little bit. I do wonder, we're a month into this NFL season. Has there been a little bit of a changing of the guard in the league? We'll get into all of that coming up next. We're off and running on a Tuesday. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Dormar, you're pilot hero.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HindererMotorCompany.com.
Fox Tonight is the place for uncovering mysteries and memories.
I had a car accident and I lost 8 years of my life.
First, it's an all-new murder in a small town.
Your success rate in solving major crimes is superb.
Surprises the heck out of me too sometimes.
Then it's a new episode of the smash hit, Doc.
You're having memories? They're just weird flashes. I need my life back. I will do whatever it takes.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio, but stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
When you're building a single-family house, multi-unit house, townhouse, penthouse, row house, or tiny house, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. The Columbus builders who are building Columbus do. They know they can rent the right equipment at the right price right now, thanks to the largest rental fleet and most rental locations in Columbus. All powered by people for equipment know-how, support, transport, and training. So no matter what you've got going in or going up, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. Learn more at sunbeltrentals.com.
At Retail Rush, you can find name brand products at unbeatable prices because you set the price. Retail Rush sources overstock, returned, and discontinued products in bulk from big box stores. Then we auction those products online starting at $5. You can get up to 90% off retail prices on beautiful basics for life's big moments, hot tech, and more at a deep discount. Pickup is fast and easy, so whether you're looking to splurge or save, we have you covered. Retail Rush. Deals made easy. Bid now at retailrush.com.
October is Car Care Month. Visit your local AAA Tire and Auto Service location and save $40 on any repair of $150 or more. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid October 1st through October 31st. See store for details.
Dormar, you're pilot hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
If you have an unhealthy obsession with the Blue Jackets, We have just the remedy. Join us Wednesday nights at 7 for the Inside Edge. All the Jackets and hockey conversation you can handle. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Flexible, secure, fun. Oh, and great pay, too. Are you not sure what you want to do for a career? Or are you thinking of changing careers? Being a dental hygienist or dental assistant may be the perfect fit for you and provides all of these perks, plus more. Talk with a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org to learn more. Become a valuable member of the dental team and start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app, available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app, free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Don't forget the umbrella at home. A soggy day ahead for us with scattered showers and thunderstorms, some which could have heavy downpours. Afternoon highs only getting into the low 70s. And then for tonight, eventually the rain tapers off overnight with our lows in the 50s. Wednesday will have a lot more sunshine in it. However, temperatures will be significantly cooler, only getting in the mid to upper 60s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
1, 2, 3. Here at the Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan. The best hair on the air. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
So, I'm throwing you guys some curveballs this morning. Keep us on our toes, much like the drivers in the rain. On this day, is this right? On this day, 25 years ago, the Blue Jackets debuted? Today?
It was their first game, right?
October 7th, 2000?
Yeah, I believe that's right, because Porty had a nice write-up about it in The Athletic today.
We got Don Waddell coming up in about 12 minutes and look forward to that conversation. But I knew it was 25 years, obviously. I've seen some of the stuff with that and some of the way that they're going to celebrate it. But today's the actual day. So this is a unique spot that we have here, and that, Reese, you are a Columbus. So you guys are both Columbus natives. What do you recall, if anything, about that night?
Nothing about the night specifically. The build-up, more than anything, was the biggest part. I think I just remember, like, in the late 90s and the early 2000s, kind of like the State Pen conversation with Nationwide Arena, and there was a ton of excitement, about the idea that here's a professional team in Columbus, a Big Four professional team. And, I think it was a lot of pride for the city to have that, and then to kind of revitalize an area of the city that kind of a lot of people felt was forgotten.
I don't remember anything specifically about that night either. I remember watching on TV because I was not the hockey fan then that I am now. But I did like hockey when it was on. Growing up, I would watch the games. Obviously, you saw a lot of Red Wings games around here back then. But yeah, like Reese said, there was just such an excitement and a build-up to it, the arena. And I know they had a few events in the arena before they actually had a hockey game. So, like, people had been in there and seen it a little bit and whatnot. But it was just that excitement. And then, in hindsight, that team was such a spunky group. Yeah. And they gave you your all. Like, I don't know if hockey would be as big in this city now if it wasn't for that original group that was just so feisty.
I think it's an incredible tribute to the city and the fan base, that the fan base is as good as it is with what has been on the ice for the better part of 25 years. I mean, the success has not been there. I mean, it's 25 years. And there's, we do expansion teams different now. And so they start on second base. But in those days, if you go look at that, and Bake, you're right. If you go look at that original Blue Jackets roster, and you think about what it meant to be an expansion team in those days, you know, they're not having Wild Bill Carlson and Marc-Andre Fleury in net. I mean, like, it's a totally different thing than what happened in Las Vegas and Seattle. And it's an incredible tribute. I remember doing a story. This had to be, now that I think about it, this had to be on the 10 years. I was at Channel 10. I remember talking with J.D. Kershaw at the time about ice rinks. I never thought of it this way. I got to town in 2007, and there were chillers when I got here. So, you saw them around, and the boy, when NBC was really little, like, he was into it and wanted to, track that down a little bit. But the thing that I remember him saying was that before the Blue Jackets got here, there was like one sheet of ice in Central Ohio. Like, this was a bold play to put hockey here. There wasn't baked in youth hockey. This wasn't Hockey Town, USA. It was a big gamble to do it. It honestly probably at that time would have been made more sense for it to be up in Northeast Ohio, where they have at the time they had a pretty strong youth hockey program. And now what's happened in the 25 years since is Columbus has become hockey boomtown. I mean, the city has embraced it as big as you can embrace anything in terms of not just going to the games, but youth hockey. And you think of what the Blue Jackets have done there with all the ice. It's a heck of a thing. And I think it's really cool that Mr. Mack was adamant that they're not the Ohio Blue Jackets, that they were Columbus. I think that really mattered. And you guys could speak to that more than me, but my hunch is that was something that was pretty critical, that this was something just of your own.
Yeah, I go back to like the civic pride, especially in Columbus, where you had, I think it was Baker, like the Chills sold out like 80 consecutive games or something. And I think that was one of the pitching points was there is an opportunity here if you are bold enough to take that step. And I think for the people of this city who are awesome, I think having that rewarded with, a stadium, with what was going to become an arena district, what was going to become an NHL franchise, that I didn't know like the Barons were an actual NHL franchise. I'd always just kind of assumed that Cleveland had an ECHL team, but they'd actually had NHL hockey. And so there's great history and tradition in this state. And I think there was really kind of a vision that has, over 25 years, the results haven't been there on the ice, but everything else has been awesome.
Oh, my God. They're so first class as an organization. It's unbelievable what they do, the way they treat players.
Next step is playoff run.
That's it, yeah.
Bo, I think your point about Columbus is one that I don't think a lot of people think about, but is really good, because for the longest time, people said Columbus wasn't a major league city. And that people in this town took that to heart. Like, no, we are a major league city, And Ohio State is something that the whole state shares. Correct? And
yeah.
In Cincinnati, you've got the Bengals. In Cleveland, you've got the Browns and the Cavs and the Guardians and, of course, the Reds in Cincinnati. And there's a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans in Columbus as well. So, like, there's no true Columbus NFL team, right? The Blue Jackets were a professional franchise that was Columbus's own. And sure, you share it with the whole state, but this was Columbus's team.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that annoyed me when I got here is how when I would hear people say, like, you'd almost have to say, like, where you're from, and you'd say, the people would say, like, Columbus, Ohio. And I'd be like, well, hold on. It's the 13th largest city in the country. It's a top 35 metro market in the country. Like, Columbus is on its own. It stands on its own. I know there's a bunch of Columbuses around the country, but they're all minor league Columbuses. I've been to two of them. I've been to Columbus, Georgia. I've been to Columbus, Montana. Neither one's in the vicinity of this.
Columbus, Indiana, either.
No, that ain't either.
I've been there, too.
You've been there. That ain't it either. But I think that when you get that pro sports, I think all these things are linked, right? I think it's all linked. I think when you get that Big Four team, as the NHL certainly was at that time, and obviously it's still very popular in the individual markets that have it, but when you get that Big Four team at that time, it's validation. It's validation that you belong. I had no point of reference for this town as a kid. None. No idea the size of it. In my mind's eye, I assumed that it was around the same size as most college towns I've been to at that time, like Boulder, Colorado, and Tallahassee, Florida, those type of places. I had no point of reference on the size of Columbus at all. And then they got the NHL team, and I remember this vividly thinking, is it bigger than I think? And then I went and looked it up. And at those, there was, it wasn't so easy to just get online. You had to dial up the AOL. But like you pull it up and you're like, oh, this is actually a pretty big town. So there was validation for everybody else that came with it too. And it wasn't just, I think this is the other thing that's really important. You're known as the home of Ohio State and the capital of Ohio. Well, now you had something else that was a city. I think that civic pride thing that Reese is talking about, that's where I think that comes up very, very big. And I do think that some of the things that we've seen in growth here over the last 25 years as a city, I think some of the contributing factors to that are getting the Columbus Crew in the mid-'90s and getting the Columbus Blue Jackets in the late 1990s. You mentioned revitalizing an area. Look what happened. My God. That starts it. That ignites it.
And, Bo, I like that you mentioned the Crew there because that was kind of a string, like a lot of momentum for Columbus because the Crew starts in 96. In 97, you get the announcement that you're getting the Blue Jackets and that whole build-up to that. I think those were two very important things there, back-to-back for the city of Columbus, even though soccer didn't have the popularity then that it does now. It was a major league soccer team, and you get that. They start in 96. You get the announcement of the Blue Jackets, and it's just like, hey, we are something. We are a big city. And
yeah, you think about, you guys are both around for the when they beat Tampa. Obviously, the Stadium Series game last year. All that's missing is wins. That's it. If they ever, and it looks like they have the building blocks to get there. Last year was the year. Before the year, is this year the year, or is it another medium step, or is it a big one? Whatever it is, if this goes the way that it feels like it's going now with this young talent, and it's curated and developed, and those guys play up to what their talent level is, what you will see here as a city is different than really anything you've seen before. If you think about what happened, for example, in Nashville when they made the run to the Cup, and how it became the thing to do, that's what will happen. There is something about a run in the postseason that unites an entire city, and that's all that you're missing here. You guys have done everything else. You, the collective, you've done everything else. You just need some wins, and the man in charge of that is the general manager of Columbus Blue Jackets, Don Waddell. He joins us in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
This month only, new car leases start at $99 a month. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit on 25 Elantra SE, $39.95 down plus tax, title, and fees. Ends 11/3.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED and low T can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 614-300-7400. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, low T, Peyronie's, size, and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic workouts and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 614-300-7400 or book in 30 seconds or less at columbusmensclinic.com. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Parents, are your teens good with money? No. Switch to Huntington Bank and let's teach them. They get their own card, which they can add to their digital wallet, and you can monitor and set spending limits. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up?
What's up, man? What's up with you?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, here's what's up on a Tuesday edition of the program. We had it on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. The boss is on the other line. General manager Columbus Blue Jackets Don Waddell joins us. His team opens up Thursday at Nashville and then Saturday at Minnesota. That is the home weekend. And then Monday, the home opener against New Jersey here. Don, thank you so much for taking the time. It's interesting. Today is 25 years to the date of the first regular season game that this franchise ever played. You've been on the job a little bit more than a year. What have you learned about the organization? What have you learned about the city, the fan base? How's it gone?
Well, thank you for having me. First, the fan base. I came in here as a visitor for all these 25 years and or 24 years since I've been here last year. And, I was always enthused about coming here because, through the ups and downs of the franchise, the people have never swayed away. The support here in the community has been outstanding. The city of Columbus itself has treated us real well here. Very easy city to get around and, good Midwestern people. The thing that I probably take away the most is how the whole community rallied around this team last year. And it was a difficult time, but I think everybody around us made it easier for us because of how warm and welcoming people were throughout the city, just not our fans that come to the game. So I really appreciated that.
What was obviously the incredible tragedy with Johnny last year was something that nobody sees a tragedy like that coming. It was so unforeseen, and you guys had to adjust on the fly with everything. This offseason, you have a much more traditional one, obviously, without the immense tragedy to it. How did that change for you? At least this way, as you guys when you guys go to camp this year, okay, these are our guys. There wasn't this incredible tragic curveball that came with what happened with Johnny. Did that obviously that made it easier. This goes without saying, but just from the standpoint of, what your team is on the ice as you've gone through all of camp and it is exactly as you expected it to be.
Yeah, the vibe obviously was much different this year. I go back to last year at the end of the year, we missed the playoffs right at the end, and I don't think anybody expects us to be there. And, internally we all felt that we had a chance to get there. And the guys were, that first few days after we lost, these guys were really disappointed and felt like they left something on the table. So knowing that what I witnessed, and that's why I said it, I didn't see us to make a lot of changes. We had, I think, 4 new players. The guys that we had here went through this last year and really stuck together and came together as a group. So coming in this training camp, the vibe was very, very much different and a lot of intensity. The guys came in tremendous conditioning. The training camp went as smooth as we possibly could go. We played the last exhibition game in Washington, and I said going into the game I wasn't worried about the score. I was more worried about being healthy, and we're going to enter the first game of the season in Nashville completely healthy, and we'll be ready to go.
When you have these young building blocks that you guys are curating, you get to camp, and then all of us as fans are going, all right, is someone ready to take a leap? Is somebody ready to take a big step? Are there some young guys that, as you've observed through camp, that feel like they really came in ready to go right out of the gates and maybe lift their games even to the next level?
Yeah, when you look at the young guys like Tilly and Kent Johnson, Sillinger, and Matejchuk, all these guys had good years last year, but there's still more to go, and they know that. And they put the summer work in. KJ needed to get stronger, and he did that. Tilly was up. I was up at a summer camp that he was working out. He came to camp in unbelievable shape. These guys aren't satisfied with what happened last year for them. Even though they all had good seasons, they know there's more to give. So Matejchuk, I can't say enough about him. We brought him up just after the holidays last year, and he ended up being on the all-rookie team for only playing 40-some games, and he's only going to get better. He's 20 years old, and it's going to be a mainframe on our defense there for a long time. So, yeah, we're excited about the young guys and continue to move forward with them.
Jet certainly had a moment in net last year, had an incredible run towards the end of the season. He gets his real opportunity. How do you see that all shaking out this year at goalie?
Well, I think we're going to have great competition. Last year Elvis was always the guy, and Terry got to play here and there until the end of the year when Jet came up. So I think we got great competition in that. And I think competition is good. They're good guys, good friends, but yet they all want to play as many games as they can. So, not to say they're going to not have some bad games, but, having competition, the league's changed with all the travel and all the condensed schedule because of the Olympic break. You're going to need two goalies to be able to ride out through a long season. So we feel like we're in a pretty good spot there. That's why we also brought in Ivan Betatoff, just because, something happens. He's a guy that's played in the NHL, and he played really good in preseason. So we feel like the goaltending is in a much better spot than it was a year ago.
Talking to Blue Jackets General Manager Don Waddell on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. You had the Chinnikov trade request in the summer. What is what is your stance on that as we're now into October?
Yeah, well, this is, I've been at this game for a long time. It's not the first one I've ever dealt with. Probably one of the first ones that came public like it did. It's like I told Chinny and his agent in the summertime, if there's something out there that makes sense for our hockey club, certainly I'll look at it. But if not, I'm not giving you away. And you got to come to camp and prove that you can be a member of this team. So, I give the kid credit. He came in 2 weeks early for camp and came in great shape and played okay in the preseason. So as we sit here today, he's part of our 22-man roster that we submitted yesterday, and we'll just continue to monitor it and see how it goes.
Don, what did you make of the job Dean did in year one?
Yeah, well, Coach got thrown into another tough situation, and Dean's a motivator, and Dean's not like a lot of the coaches I've been around. He really relies on his assistants, and you see it from a lot of our videos between periods. Different assistant coaches go in and talk after games. Different assistant coaches do the after game. But when time comes where we need a shove, Dean's the guy that takes that on because he can motivate these guys. He's a player's coach. Players like to play for him, and like he said, if I'm in there 82 games in their ear, they're going to shut me out after a while. So I know when I have to press the buttons and come in there, and he did a great job with it last year. So no, I'm real excited about the coaching staff and the job they did last year, and look forward to moving forward this year.
Don, do you feel like this roster and this team is significantly better than it was a year ago entering camp?
I do for a couple of reasons. One is, the young players all have another year under their belt. We forget how young these guys are. So they have another year under their belt, I think really helps them. And then, we added some depth that we really felt like we needed. Charlie Coyle, we didn't have a right-hand shot center last year, big body, been around the league a long time here, great guy, great experience, will help us. And Mile Wood, we just felt that we want a little more speed on our third or fourth line, depending on where he ends up playing. And, he's a guy that I know the fans are going to love watching because any chance he gets to hit anything, he's going to hit it. And then Lundstrom from Anaheim, he's been in a defensive role his whole career. One year he scored 17 goals. I don't think he's going to score 17, but I know he's got more offense than he's had. But he's a great penalty killer. Our penalty killing wasn't good last year. We felt that he will help out that. And, so the pieces we added to the core group of this team, I think as I look at it, you're anxious always to get started. You want to start good, of course. But I think we've got the right pieces in the right place, and now we just got to go out and execute it.
Don, this is a big one. Have you received an injury report from the weekend? I know we had an alumni game. OARs, and I got Shelley on the ice again. Do we have any injuries to report from that, sir?
Well, the one we have is Chris Clark, who works closely in my office here. He had a little incident on the ice, and he was down getting treatment. Yeah, I walked down to the trainers room yesterday to see what was going on, and I see Chris Clark laying on the bench. So That was the best thing I saw. It wasn't one of our players.
That's right. Those guys, with all due respect to Nasher and Shelley, they can take on an injury. And Chris can. We can't have it on the guys that are playing and the ones that matter. Hey, man, great having you on. Good luck this season. We're all rooting for you, and looking forward to dropping the puck on Thursday and then back home here on Monday.
You got it. Appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
All right, there he goes. Blue Jacket General Manager Don Waddell joining on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. We've got a kick time for the Wisconsin game. You're going to hear from Ryan Day from Roundtable as well. It's all coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Another summer has ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Tri-State Men's Health and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
Away game this week, but that just means you can make the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus your home for Saturday football. Join the Fan for the tailgate show and then party with us with the ultimate watch party. We have football contests with amazing prizes. There's wall-to-wall screens, ticket and memorabilia giveaways, and unbeatable game day food. Can't wait to see you at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook on Saturday. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
9 Inch Nails. Live at Schottenstein Center, Friday, February 20th. Get tickets Wednesday, October 8th at 12 p.m. at NIN.com. 9 Inch Nails. Live in Columbus. Peel It Back Tour 2026.
Doesn't it make you feel better? Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Hi, this is Max with Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Winter will be here before you know it, and that means it's time to get your heating and plumbing systems maintained. Our True Comfort membership is designed to keep things in tip-top shape. Thank you for letting us keep your home comfortable and plumbing worry-free. And when you need us,
call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of the biggest reasons people get new windows, Wilson, is that old windows make for an uncomfortable house with crazy high roller coaster energy bills.
Leslie, people love being uncomfortable on roller coasters. The ups, the downs, the gurgling in your stomach because you had 5 corn dogs before getting on.
Did that happen to you, Wilson?
What? No.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Attack and dominate. Morning Juice is on YouTube and 10 TV Plus.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Join Bobby Carpenter and Tito weekdays starting at 6 or watch on demand. More Bobby, less commercials. The Fan.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. If you love a good pie analogy,
think of the cap as a pie. And once you take out one piece, there's less left for the next guy.
Then this is the radio show for you. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Sometimes the best gifts are the ones you don't have to wait for a holiday to give. If you got a Buckeye fan in your life, and if you're listening to this show, you probably do. Go see my friends at Diamond Cellar. It's the place to go. Official jewelry of Ohio State. Exclusive Buckeye collection. It's the real deal. Block O earrings. Diamond Script Ohio necklaces. Pieces are built to last. Show off that Buckeye pride every single day. And with luxury Buckeye jewelry starting at just $99, it's the perfect just because surprise or way to kick off the football season in style. Check out Diamond Cellar today. Score the ultimate Buckeye gift. Tell them Bo sent you. 2 locations, Easton and on Sawmill as well. I did get this on social about I made that point about the Columbus, Ohio thing, and maybe there's some truth to this. Buckeye Mike saying, to me, Columbus, Ohio thing goes back to Keith Jackson. Welcome to Columbus, Ohio, and that pride and excitement you felt as the game was getting started. Okay. I'll hear that. If that's the case, then that's all Dubs. I didn't know that is. I don't know if that's where it emanated from, but I like that. That's nice. If that's where it is, then that's a sense of pride, certainly. Speaking of the Buckeyes, they are going to play now, we know, at 3:30 on CBS at Wisconsin. This week, of course, is Big Noon against Illinois. Didn't we have that? We had that as a 3:30, didn't we?
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah. Poor Luke. Jeez.
I mean, it's, the consequences of your choices, and he didn't do himself any favors from jump.
No, it's a tough spot. We'll deal with that when we get there. But that's for the game on the 18th at Wisconsin will be your 3:30. As for this Buckeye team this year, another showcase game, a Big Noon kick in Champaign on Saturday is the date. The way that we've kind of described, I think what Ryan is doing this year is kind of unlocking a little bit more each and every week. We've certainly seen that offensively. I'm quick to remind people this team only had 6 possessions in the game against Washington because of the way that they chose to play the game. But one thing that I think we're seeing is a ratcheting up. And it's interesting. I've done a lot of, coming out of the weekend, I think with all the chaos in college football, I've done a lot of national radio stuff and or podcasts and those type of things. And one thing that seems to be kind of a consistent when I talk to people outside of our market is this Buckeye team flying under the radar? And my response to that is, how do you fly underneath the radar when you're the number 1 team in the country, the defending national champion, you have the best player in the sport? And then as you say all of those things, you say, yeah, actually, they might be. They might be flying under the radar a little bit just because they're going about their business and getting better and better each week. Here's Ryan Day on that exact sentiment.
I just think it's been good to see, the overall effort so far be consistent, which is something that, we're all over. And when I mean effort, like not just on the field, but during the week, the preparation, the meetings, the walkthroughs, the things that, it takes to be a great team is you got to be the same every week, and you got to get better every week. And it starts with your effort, starts with your focus, but then, it comes to execution and, the coaches and the players trusting each other to, work through whatever comes with the season. And, I think so far you're seeing us grow, build confidence, but as we know, man, it's week to week in college football. And so, we got to get back after it this week. We got a really good team in Illinois on the road game, noon kickoff here, 11 a.m. local. It's going to be a great challenge for our guys. So, a lot of work to do here this week.
A buddy of mine for his 40th birthday went to the Ohio State game on Saturday, and he said one thing that jumped out at him is as they went from skull section into the stadium, he said, dude, they walk by like they are dudes. And I'm like, yeah. They do. There's an air of confidence to this squad that is justified, and it might be a little bit quiet, but it's known the way they carry themselves. They're very well aware of who they are. And I think this is one of the incredible things that they have pulled off over there so far in an era that is so chaotic. Ohio State has complete and total buy-in of the players in scarlet and gray, and that's a very rare thing in college football at this time. Here's Ryan Day on how they've done it.
But you're right, and I think there's a lot of buy-in, and I think that's important. Guys have to believe in what we're doing. And, when you listen to our coaches, when you listen to the older guys, they know how important it is that we have to train at a high level. And if we are training, then in the end, every week we're going to get better. But if we think we're just going to, mail it in each week and then try to get ourselves ramped up for the game on Saturday, and then we're setting ourselves up for failure. So, I get more worked up early in the week, game planning like we're doing now, practice tomorrow, making sure inside drill, pads are popping, and guys are taking care of the ball in practice because we always think to the level of our training. And that's something that we're preaching, to everybody in the program. And I think when you do come to practice, you get a chance to see how the coaches are working their tails off. And I got to give the coaches a lot of credit. I mean, they're putting the hours in, and a lot of these guys aren't with their families right now for this whole run, and they deserve a lot of credit for the work they're putting in all three phases. But now it's about sustaining it because we're not even halfway through the season yet. We got a long way to go, a lot of football to play.
The other thing that's interesting about this is coming out of each week, there are little things that Ryan he has to, because this team is so good right now. He has to find molehills and turn them into mountains. He has to nitpick. It's a lot like all of us. Like, you have to find things, Reese. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think it's important, to give the proper recognition to the head coach for establishing this culture that never feels satisfied. And also the collective group that coaches this Ohio State team has so much experience, not only in the college game, but in the NFL game. Mm-hmm. Whereas you see it's week to week, and you've got to be on your best every single week to get through a long slog of a season that ends in February. And so I think all of that experience, plus you had a lot of these early enrollees be with this team last year, everybody kind of has that say they're all rowing in the right direction, to steal a phrase from PJ Fleck. And the collective group think is, yeah, but we can do better. And that starts from Jeremiah Smith, and that trickles down all throughout those players. It's an incredible thing what you're witnessing right now that I don't know if you can properly put it into words until you come out of the other side on January 19th.
Honestly, yeah, and it's very rare that you can motivate this way, you can recruit this way, that you get buy-in. Now, they have advantages that other programs don't, in that they don't have to take risks on players. They don't have to overpay a left tackle because they have the success and people want to come here. So it's a beautiful thing that they have. When I was in the television business years ago, if you wanted to go to like the market, let's say you want to go to Florida and you want to be in one of the big markets in Florida, or you want to be in California, one of the big markets. One of the things in those markets, there was a phrase that they used to say because they didn't pay as well. And you were like, well, boy, the cost of living is much. Why don't those markets pay as well? And the line that they would always say is, well, they pay you in sunshine. It's a great place to live. The sun's out all the time. Ohio State can pay in sunshine, which is ironic because we're about ready to enter 9 months of not seeing it much. But the reality is they pay in sunshine because of what the previous generations have done. So you don't have to outbid everybody for Jeremiah Smith, because you have to be competitive. You got to be in the mix. But the way you sell Jeremiah Smith is, I don't know if you watched NFL on Sunday. Did you see Jackson and Emeka and Garrett Wilson? Did you see how that went? Did you see Marv? Did you see how all that went? So that's the sunshine. That's the currency that Ohio State can sell. We're NFLU. We're not going to get into a bidding war with you because, quite honestly, the kids who want to get in a bidding war are probably not kids you want anyway, for the most part. So we'll be competitive. We'll be in the vicinity. You get here, we're going to turn you into that. How many programs can do that? This one? Georgia? I'll wait.
I was about to say
Lanning at Oregon, maybe
3-4 programs, maybe, where
so few.
You can't watch an NFL game without seeing a play made by a player from that university that you just mentioned.
Yeah,
Oregon, Georgia, Ohio State.
Bama's still there.
Yeah, just no Saban, so that's the only reason I didn't include them. But yeah, it's a short list of like, come here, and while we're not going to get into bidding wars for kids, you're going to make more in the end. And we're going to turn you into that if you come here. The NFL Sunday is the best recruiting tool Ohio State has. Now you couple that with this tradition, this culture, all of it, and that's how you have the most healthy college football program in America in a time when there are very few. That's the reality.
You've also got a psychotic head coach that's like, don't listen to any of that. What they're saying. No, none of it matters.
He has to be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You have to.
Yes.
That's why I said this yesterday. He has reached the Saban level in terms of the rat poison thing. This program has gotten to the point where we have to find little minutia to nitpick in order to keep guys on an edge.
And Reese, I think you made a great point earlier with the NFL aspect of this coaching staff, because the college football game has gotten to be so much more like the NFL, especially at the top where Ohio State is. So you've got Ryan Day, who has some experience in the NFL. Matt Patricia came from the NFL. James Laurinaitis played in the NFL. Tim Walton played and coached in the NFL. I think that is so key to what's going on with this Ohio State team the past couple of years.
No doubt. Yeah, it's NFLU. That's what they've become. Speaking of the Buckeyes, who is the real Heisman candidate at Ohio State? It's a part of the real truth. We'll get to it coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan.
You know what my favorite place in the world to watch a game is? It's the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. This is Scotty Vegas, and Dave Biddle and I get to visit our favorite game-watching spot twice in 1 week. Sunday, October 12th, watch the Browns Steelers. Then Thursday, October 16th, we're back for the Steelers Bengals. I have Browns tickets, Pro Football Hall of Fame passes, and dining credits to give out during the games at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Drive into fall with a fresh start from CME Federal Credit Union. Let CME try and beat your current auto loan rate by 1.5% APR and enjoy no payments for 60 days. Take your current ride into the season stress-free. Terms apply. APR as low as 4.99%. Visit CMEFCU.org.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 9/30. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle. Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score.
Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up, you get early payout on parlays too. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. An app only.
Bobcat Enterprises says thank you for your support as they celebrate 50 years of serving the construction industry. Established in 1975 in Cincinnati, Bobcat Enterprises has expanded to 9 stores to meet you where you are in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. Find equipment for any construction project, including compact track loaders and excavators. Plus, Bobcat Enterprises rents compact equipment and attachments. Find current specials and locations at bobcatent.com or follow Bobcat Enterprises Inc. on Facebook. Bobcat Enterprises, 50 years working for you. Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax, and not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Hey friends, it's Austin Ward. In the spirit of Halloween, Awaken 180 is offering free consultations. Learn how scary fast and how scary easy losing weight can be. For mine, I brought all the questions, and in the end, Awaken 180 was a no-brainer for me. Determine if Awaken 180 is right for you. The free consultations end October 31st. Reserved by phone only. 844-346-1800. For details and the number, visit awaken180weightloss.com. Scary easy with scary fast results.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale. With same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from, all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
He opens his toolbox before he opens his wallet and believes you can fix anything with 20 minutes and some pride. He's Mr. DIY. And when he needs metal, he goes to metal supermarkets. Artists, hobbyists, machine shops, maintenance professionals, and welders all count on metal supermarkets for over 8,000 metal products, shapes, and grades. If it's metal, they've got it or can get it for you. Cut to any size and ready fast. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Week 5 in the NFL wrapped up last night in Jacksonville. The Jaguars beat the Chiefs 31-28. Trevor Lawrence scored the game-winning touchdown from 1 yard out with 23 seconds left. Jacksonville's 4-1 for the first time since 2007, while the Chiefs are 2-3. Week 6 begins Thursday with the Giants hosting the Eagles. In other professional football news, the United Football League, that's spring football, will be sending a team to Columbus in 2026. The Columbus Aviators will play games at historic Crew Stadium starting in late February. In the college game, top-ranked Ohio State's a 2-touchdown favorite at number 17 Illinois Saturday at noon. Buckeyes will head to Madison next Saturday for a 3:30 kick against Wisconsin. Hear from Ohio State's head coach today at noon. We'll have Ryan Day's press conference on the Fan when he takes the podium. This update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus a special rate on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card.
They'll offer betting advice, but don't bet on it being good. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, second hour on a Tuesday. Coming up in 28 minutes from now, it is the annual pre-Italian Fest Tiberi hit. It's an all-timer. Always is. Time for the real truth. Hit it, fellas.
Bishop and Friends present The Real Truth.
Sponsored by Diamond Cellar. Over 76 years of experience and guaranteed lowest prices on Sawmill Road or diamondcellar.com.
Jeremiah Smith is the Buckeye who will finish highest in Heisman Trophy voting. Is that the real truth?
Yeah, so what got me thinking about all of this is there's been a great deal of push over the weekend. I saw even Robert Griffin III had Julian saying number 1 on his list, and there's going to be momentum from that because you're going to look down and you're going to see, even if you're not watching Sayin, you're going to look down and see what's happening week to week, and you're going to be, holy cow, 23 of 28, 327, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Holy smokes. And he is. He's all of those things. He is. Here's the reason, though, that I do think this is the real truth. When it comes time to cast your vote for the Heisman, and you're looking, if Ohio State season goes the way that I think it's going to go, it's going to be very difficult, I think, for folks to look at it and go, as great as Julian has been, the best player in college football is on his team. And the ballot says most outstanding player, and I think Jeremiah Smith is going to do enough. It struck me how, even after Carnell Tate's massive game on Saturday, and he deserved all the flowers, Ryan was quick to point out Jeremiah and his impact. And there's a video going around that Jordan Reed of ESPN tweeted out of like 5 defenders following Jeremiah Smith on the Carnell Tate play. It's like 5 of them followed him to clear it out, and that play happened. So I think more and more of those things will happen, and I do think this is the real truth that Jeremiah Smith not only will be the highest vote-getting Buckeye in the Heisman, I think he's going to have a great chance to win it.
Yeah, this is the real truth. I was just looking at some of the stats here with Jeremiah. He's 15th in the country in receiving yards right now at 463. I know Carnell Tate had a huge game. He's not far behind he's number 21 in the country. Jeremiah's tied for second in receiving touchdowns, and I think those touchdowns are only going to go up for Jeremiah as we move along here. And you talk about that play, like, it just is a mastermind of how Ohio State is doing things, because they've done end arounds with Jeremiah before. They fake it there, and everybody goes with him, and Carnell Tate's wide open down the field. That's also something I thought about with that fake punt. I was like, why are we doing that against Minnesota? And then I was like, well, maybe we're setting something up later on down the line.
Yep.
You talk all the time, Bo, about the preseason polls matter. Well, the preseason matters, and coming into the year, everybody said Jeremiah Smith is the best college football player on the planet, and that matters, right? So people know him already. They didn't know Julian Sayin coming into the year. They did know Jeremiah Smith, and that will stick, and that will have weight in people's minds and voters' minds. And I do believe a lot of what Ohio State does is because teams double, triple, quadruple team Jeremiah Smith. They want to take him out of the game plan. And the fact of the matters are, when we get to the end of the regular season, Jeremiah's numbers are going to be probably Heisman worthy. So it's going to be him.
And Reese, you know this. He's got massive moments.
Yeah, it's the moments that are going to matter, and he's going to have them in the next couple of weeks. And then when you get into November 1st, Penn State, Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, Michigan. 2 of those 5 are moment games. The other 3 are stat accumulators.
Hey, you're right. And just think what he could have in the last one. That could be number 1 against number 2. I think it feels like it's going to be in a Big Ten. That's the last memory anyone's going to have before casting a Heisman ballot.
And listen, he could have a moment-making game this week, right? This Illinois game could be that kind of game.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He'll pad his stats against Wisconsin, too, because
absolutely,
it's going to be a bloodbath.
Even the play they had in Minnesota, the touchdown he had, the second one, like, they could run that slant to him only every single time, and he would. No one can defend it. He's going to get across the corner every single time.
I thought of this in the last segment, and I remember back to Monday's T-Bone and Tyvis, and they were talking with Joshua Perry. And JP had made the point that he thinks right now the quality of play in college football is better than the quality of play in the National Football League. Is that the real truth? Now?
No. No. I think he's spoiled because he just watched Ohio State play on Saturday night. A little bit I love him, but I think that's a little recency bias. I guess I'd have to know what he means by standard of play or quality of play. It's more thrilling, for sure. It's more competitive in some instances, absolutely. But you have, in some places, guys, absolutely incompetent quarterback play in college football. There's some of that in the NFL, but not like in college football. Like let's say the Cleveland Browns wanted to draft a quarterback in this year's NFL draft. Let's say that they're bad enough that they pick number 1 overall, and let's say they don't like what they see in Gabriel, and Shadur's not it either, and they want to take a quarterback number 1 overall. Who are you taking? Exactly.
Yeah,
so I don't think that's the real truth.
JP's wrong on this, unfortunately, because I do think there can be some aspects of the college game that might be better and maybe more entertaining. But I've talked about this before, Bo. I believe the gap between number 1 and number 32 in the NFL is like number 1 and number 10 in college football. I just don't think like in the NFL, there are upsets, but the worst team in the league can beat the best team in the league, and it's happened a lot over our time. Like number 30 in college football doesn't beat number 1 very often.
No.
James Franklin will be the head coach at Penn State next season. Is that the real truth?
I hate that it is the real truth for my Penn State buddies and for the program. I just don't see any path out of it short of him just leaving. Like Nicole Auerbach said that in the pregame of our game. She's like, is he just like, this isn't working, I'm out. But that's what it would take. You're not leaving $56 million on the table. I don't care how much money you've made. You're not leaving that on the table. So then somebody at Penn State's going to have to scratch that check for $50 million. They have stadium renovations that are going on over there that's drained them. They have NIL components, and then you'd have to hire a coach. And by the way, who are they going to hire? Like I'm asking, if you were Penn State, who would you hire? Who would you go get?
I mean, there's a couple guys I think that would be on my list. I think Kenny Dillingham out at Arizona State would be there. Maybe Rhett Lashley of SMU.
Everybody thinks he's going to Arkansas because he played there. But I don't know. I don't think Arkansas has a better job than SMU. If I'm him, he's an alumnus of Arkansas. Give me SMU, give me the money, give me Dallas. I don't want to get in the snake pit that is the SEC and try to recruit kids to Fayetteville. No thanks.
I don't think he would leave for there, but I think he would call Kiffin, right, and see.
So Adam King mentioned that. I did Doug and Bill's podcast with Adam King, and I did. And yes, they got me to share space with Adam, which you guys know how I feel about that. That's how much I love Doug and Bill.
Did you prove, though, once and for all, you've got better hair than him? Did you shut that down?
That goes without saying. He's got nice hair, though.
But
he was out at Muirfield, so he was kind of a half work day for him.
So every month.
But he did mention Kiffin, was the point of this. He did mention Kiffin. And when he said it, I said, that's the type of guy they should hire. I don't think he would take that job because I don't want him to ever leave Ole Miss. To me, that's the perfect place for him. I hope he doesn't go to Florida or some other job out there. If I were him, the only job I'd leave Ole Miss for is probably Alabama. If something were to happen at DeBoer. And Doug and she mentioned DeBoer. Like, would DeBoer say, man, this is too much down here. I'm going up there. But it's hard. I like the Dillingham one. But I don't think they should be worried about trying to find somebody who's a Penn Stater. If they are able to make it work financially, just go get young. You need charisma at that job. James Franklin is void of charisma.
I was going to say, every month the company asks us to write down if we've done any community service. That hour that you spent with Adam, that counts. You can submit that at the end of the month.
Jeez. Being waterboarded.
Now I know why Maddie and AR have him on every week.
Last one real quick. Kansas City's going to win the AFC West. Is that the real truth?
They'll get Rashee Rice back after this week, right? He's got one more, so that'll help. Man, really disappointing 2 weeks for the Chargers. That's got to make Bake feel very chesty because he always doubts them. They really struggled 2 weeks in a row. The Denver win at Philly is an attention getter to me, for sure. I still think I'm going to roll Kansas City. I'll stay there, but I'm not crazy about it. I mean, this goes into that thing we hinted at a little bit earlier, like that kind of changing of the guard in the NFL. I still think I'll go that way, but I needed them last night to finish 500 in NFL picks, and they let me down. So I'm not thrilled with them right now.
I think it is the real truth because I think when this season goes along and they get later in the year, especially in the towards the end of the year, I think you will not see some of the lack of effort plays you saw last night from this team and some of the weird, uncharacteristic mistakes. It was good for them, I think, to see some signs of life from Isaiah Pacheco to kind of get some of a running game going. And this rookie Smith they got seems to be he seems to be in this offense what I thought Travion Henderson could have been perfect in this Kansas City offense for, like another running back that's good at catching the ball out of the backfield. So I do think that they will get some of this stuff fixed and taken care of when the temperature in these games rises later in the year.
Yeah, it's just hard to imagine them not. So we'll see. When branding gets right and a changing of the guard in the NFL, we'll get to all of it coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're over 50, it's likely that you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
With business banking, Tel Ohio Credit Union takes it personally. That's why they are the #1 SBA lender among Ohio credit unions. You are a member, not a number. That's the Tel Ohio difference. Visit telohio.org/business.
Certain restrictions apply. Tel Ohio is open to all in central and southwestern Ohio. Federally insured by NCUA.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK. I was told you could make us feel better. You're suffering from too much junkitis. Point at something you haven't used lately. Wow, it's gone. Try it, honey. You'll feel light as a feather.
Something I haven't used?
All you have to do is point.
I feel like I'm flying.
That's the sound of optimism and energy and possibilities. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
October 10th, 11th, and 12th brings the Columbus Italian Festival's 45th anniversary to the streets of Italian Village. Cheer a bocce tournament, step to Italian line dancing, or be enthralled with Italian music. Everywhere. Free parking at Columbus State. Hop on the free shuttle to the festival grounds. Many wait all year for the 3 days to devour one of the best voted pizzas in the region. Skip the line. Buy tickets online and save $3 at ColumbusItalianFestival.com. Come for the pizza. Stay for the festival.
Newman Roofing, as part of its 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to recognize individuals who go above and beyond to make a difference for people of all abilities. This week, we honor Jessica Komajati. Jessica has made a meaningful impact as a Special Olympics Ohio Fit 5 advocate, a youth leader, and a dedicated Buddy Walk committee member. During this Down Syndrome Awareness Month, Newman Roofing is proud to join forces with 10 TV and The Fan in celebrating our ongoing commitment to the community.
Skyline's new chicken chili is here. Now you can enjoy that legendary Skyline taste with a new protein option. Try Skyline's chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
Austin and Berm are back with a new daily podcast, the ultimate OSU Football Insiders. You know it's refreshing to have some smart people working here from time to time.
The Beat with Austin and Berm on the 10 TV Plus app.
Subscribe today.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-472,000, 614-472,000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-472,000, 614-472,000.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun, your way. That means every few minutes across Ohio, 20 out of 80 possible numbers are randomly picked. And if some of the numbers you picked match, voila, you're a winner. Keno doesn't require you to know a single thing about sports ball or overs, unders, pluses, minuses, or lines, or whatever else. Keno is as simple as, did some of my numbers match? They did? Great. You just raked in some dough. There are more than 20 hours of Keno draws every day and thousands of places to play statewide. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Don't forget the umbrella at home. A soggy day ahead for us with scattered showers and thunderstorms, some which could have heavy downpours. Afternoon highs only getting into the low 70s. Then for tonight, eventually the rain tapers off overnight with our lows in the 50s. Wednesday will have a lot more sunshine in it. However, temperatures will be significantly cooler, only getting in the mid to upper 60s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. The final season of Yellowstone might just be Bo's dad live on YouTube. What's the difference anyway? This is Bishop and Friends.
Indeed it is, and is typically the case. Very proudly, we are sponsored by our great friends at Diamond Cellar, your true jeweler for over 78 years. That's a damn good job on the name of that football team. Columbus Aviators. That's a good job.
I like that.
That's
works.
pretty good. Yeah, that's a good job. I was looking at what the UFL did. So if you missed the updates from the Handsome Update anchor or missed the news this morning, and I candidly admit that I did, I'm curious to see how this whole thing lands here. It was announced, though, today. The UFL announced the new teams for this spring. We knew we were getting a team. Now we have a name. Columbus Aviators, it is. Louisville Kings, Orlando Storm. Those are the new or relocated teams in the UFL. They rebranded the Dallas Renegades as opposed to Arlington. And then the Houston Gamblers. This is the only one that I really liked, Roughnecks. Not that I ever saw them play or anything. I just like that as a nickname for a football team. I think Roughnecks is really cool. But Houston Gamblers goes back to the old USFL days I want to say Jim Kelly played there for the Houston Gamblers. I could be wrong, but I think that he did. But I like Aviators. That works for me. That tracks. And the gear looks pretty cool. The logo looks pretty cool. That's a good job out of them. Reese, did I hear you say they're playing at the Old Crew Stadium at the season starts at the end of February?
Yes. All of that is correct.
Do they have field turf there now?
I believe they do. I believe they have for a while.
Okay. So once they built the new one, then they put field turf down there for the ease of use?
Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure when it came, but I believe because now that's they do like a bunch of training stuff there. And
yeah.
So, yeah, I do believe they do have field turf.
You guys grew up here. How does this hit? How does it work? If you're running the Columbus Aviators of the UFL, how do you do it?
If me personally, I'm the Aviators, I do, and it's hard because a lot of former Buckeyes are in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
But I want to get as many former Buckeyes that, legitimately make my roster. I want them in there, though, and I want as many in there as I can. I'd like to have a former Buckeye that comes in and helps be a face of this. And I know the UFL already has like some kind of business model that they do. Do not overprice these tickets. Get people to be fans and get people to come first. Have all kinds of specials where you can get people in the door for $15, $20. Make parking reasonable. Easy. Let people bring their kids and let kids become fans and grow a fan base a little bit before you start overcharging.
Yeah, make this a family thing as much as possible to where it's economically feasible. I think to the pro volleyball team, and I go, are we sure that's an easy night financially for a family of four?
I've never understood what they did.
So the UFL...
What did they do? Give it to me. I don't know. I'm ignorant to it.
I just feel like their tickets, some of their tickets were super expensive. They did have some deal nights, right? And they're also playing in Nationwide where if you get at a volleyball game, I'd say 4,000 or 5,000 people, that's good. But at Nationwide, it doesn't, it's empty. There's no atmosphere.
Would be good. I think if you could get 1,000, yeah.
I guess the thing is don't have specials. Just make your tickets affordable for the family of four. Make the parking easy. You do have plenty of parking at the fairgrounds and at the Expo Center. I also think you get as many Buckeyes as possible. And then when you do, because the season is supposed to start on February 27th. Well, that's about 30 plus days after the national championship. If, in fact, the Buckeyes summit college football's mountaintop, you make Ohio State football as much a part of this as possible.
Yeah, the question is, will Ohio State football want to be? You know, like your brand is so valuable. So I think
an NIL partnership work in that vein.
Yeah, give the Ohio State is bankrolling the UFL team.
Well, not necessarily with money, but with attention and.
I don't know. I think you look. First of all, be smart if you're the league. Don't play games here February 20th. That's brutal. I mean, that just from that stadium when it's cold like that, it's tough. I've been for USA Mexico in February before there, and it's brutal. So that's a tough one. So play road games to start. I like your idea of Buckeyes. You got to get into the community. The thing that's interesting about that league is it feels like, and there's a lot of leagues that are like this, like the PLL that my kids watch, the lacrosse league in the summers. Like, it's very specifically a television product. they're not so concerned with who's in the stands. It's really about the broadcast, and it actually rates pretty well. Like, there are times when the UFL rates pretty well. It'll do 700,000, 800,000 viewers around the country. I'm sure the gambling is a big part of that because it's one more thing that you can bet on, and that contributes to it. But they're not that concerned about, I mean, heck, they played, I want to say there was a team up in Canton that was out of like Pittsburgh, but was playing their games in Canton. Like, they don't even really, it feels like they don't even really care about the local markets, and they need to. If it's going to be sustainable, I think two things need to happen. Number one, I do think they were smart to come to a place like this, to come to a place like Louisville, to go to a place like Orlando where there isn't professional football, right? So I think that's a good step in the right direction. Don't go to New York. Don't go to LA. Don't go to Chicago. Like, those places have pro football. They're good. So find the places that might be able to grab onto it. I think Birmingham has always been a good market for them. So there's a reason for that, right? So I think that's part of it. I think you got to have some Buckeye ties. That helps. You have to have somebody who's the face of it here, who this city can trust. That's important, that you trust the person who's running it. So some familiarity there, I think, would make a lot of sense. And then the last thing, which would unlock all of this, is NFL participation. And I don't know if The Rock still owns this league, right, or part of it. You have to find a roadmap somehow, some way for NFL participation, because one of the most common gripes of NFL coaches, and it most often comes up in regard to quarterback, but I could make an argument that offensive line is similar. There isn't anywhere for these guys to play games and truly develop. Take a look at the Cleveland Browns right now. Shedeur Sanders has a lot of talent. He needs to play. Right? Needs to play. Like, if you had a situation where a 5th-round pick quarterback who has talent but needs to play, send him to this league and let him play and get better. I mean, I think about Deshaun Kaiser when he was up there a decade ago. That kid started 1 year at Notre Dame. He needed to go play football games. He had a lot of talent.
And Anthony Richardson.
There's another one. Anthony Richardson. Bring Anthony Richardson over here. Have him, if you're the Colts, say, hey, man, this kid needs to play 15 games. We're going to loan him to you. We'll pick up the paycheck, and this is the offense we want him to run. Okay, sure, we can run that offense. We can use some of those things. It'll be terminology, be a little different. But young quarterbacks, there is a crisis right now in the National Football League at the quarterback position and at offensive line. There aren't enough. They need to be developed. They need to play games. So that's always the thing for me with the Spring Football League. Do you ever get to the point where you are a true developmental feeder league for the National Football League? Because if you do that, like, imagine if Bengals and Browns players came up or down from Cincinnati or Cleveland and permeated the roster of the Aviators. How cool that would be to get a look at those guys and let them play. So that's pie in the sky. That's best case scenario for that league. In the meantime, though, have somebody that you trust to be the front of it. You did a nice job with the logo and the branding. I think both of those things are cool. If there are Buckeye opportunities, take advantage of them. Those would be the notes on that. There will be no notes on what's coming up next. It's Italian Fest, Dom, in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
You ever feel like your money is just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money is always doing something.
Like what?
Like automatically pushing more to savings so you can take that trip.
I like trips.
Who doesn't? It even tracks your progress. You're almost there.
Wow, I better pack.
And it charts your spending so you know which vacation hat you can afford.
How does it know I like hats?
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com. newmanroofing.com.
Hi, this is Ryan Krieger, and at Krieger Ford, we're offering an amazing $12,000 off MSRP on a new Ford Bronco Badlands. This offer is only from Krieger Ford, so come see us on Morris Road or visit KriegerFord.com today. Home of the Krieger Commitment. Best cars, best people, peace of mind.
My advisor at Plant Moran Wealth Management knows my definition of wealthy. Rescue animals. Everywhere. So, my husband and I bought property and opened a sanctuary. It's our happy place. And from the sound of it, it's their happy place too.
You have your own personal definition of wealthy. Plant Moran Wealth Management knows it takes a personal approach to get you there. Experience the difference with Plant Moran Wealth Management. Book a consultation today.
Dormar, your planet hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the tin man.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Bishop and Friends present Tuesdays with Tiberi.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, and now you can win, not just from a conversation that Uncle Dami and I are going to have, because right now at 821-9710, you can scoop up tickets to the Italian Fest, giving away a couple of packs of them. So get those calls in. You'll talk to Bake, and he'll take care of you on that. Italian Fest Dami. It's my favorite Dami.
Let me tell you something. There are certain things in life that are exceptional.
Yeah.
And this is one of them. I mean, so I went by there. They got the flags up. The tents are up. Uncle Vinny's making the sauce.
Come on.
Him and his crew. Let me tell you something. If you're going, Uncle Vinny's Pizza.
Yeah.
The church spaghetti and meatballs.
Come on.
The Carfagna sausage.
Come on.
And then the Berwick gnocchis. Oh, my goodness. I mean, it's fabulous. I mean, and that's just, and then you got the cannolis, and you got, it's fabulous. Come for the pizza, stay for the festival.
You took me several times.
Yes,
but,
I did.
The first time that you took me, hey, come here, I want to take you somewhere. And we went over there. And you walked around a little bit like the original Don in Godfather 2 in the white suit.
Yeah, except
just throwing kisses at people.
Yeah, just don't let them shoot me.
Well, no, that's why you got to stay on the street.
Yeah. What happened?
Went into the apartment.
Go in the apartment and look what happened.
Stay in the street.
Vito got him.
He did get him, yeah. Yeah, he did. Nice little gun disposal on that one as well, so you got to be careful.
Yes.
That's why you stay on the streets.
Yes.
Stay with your people. But it's one of my favorite things. I love it. I love everything about it. The food's unbelievable, and you in the middle of it. And I know how much it means to you, and I know that from it's one of my favorite things annually on the calendar in the city. It really is.
Well, if you're just tuning in and don't understand, the Columbus Italian Festival has been around a long time, and it is now in the streets around St. John the Baptist Church.
Mm-hmm.
Which was the original Italian church here in Central Ohio. My grandparents, everybody went to that church. And it's, brick streets. It is really neat. And it kicks off Friday, run Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend. But it's authentic Italian food. And it is absolutely, Londa Brunetto and the big Rick Brunetto band will be there. The music, the artists, it's fabulous. Dean Martin's daughter has come in the past and has performed there. It's just fabulous. But I got to be honest with you. I love the music. I love hanging around with all my old Italian friends that I see and all the people from the neighborhood and everything. It's just amazing. But the food, I'm telling you what, it is unbelievably great. And, Vince Militello makes the sauce, and he'll make the pizzas. You got Dino and Sammy Carfagna and their kids making the Carfagna sausage, the festival sausage. It's fantastic. And they just do a great, great job. And just come on down. It's just a big party. We love everybody. Come on down. And I've been going ever since I was a little boy, and it's just so much fun.
Give me your Mount Rushmore of fictional Italian TV or movie characters.
Well, at the top, you got to have Vito Corleone.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Michael Corleone's pretty good.
Well, now you got 2 spots taken up by Corleone's.
Well, I mean, is there ever been a better movie?
No.
I mean, come on.
I actually thought 3 was okay, too. People always want to go at 3.
Yeah, I like 3. The greatest line in there, every time, once you think you're out, they drag you back in.
Yeah. I thought 3 was okay. Like, Sofia Coppola's a little rough, fine. But I thought Garcia was great as Sonny's kid. I mean, I thought he was really good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Joey Zaza.
Yeah.
All right, so you got Vito and Michael. You need 2 more spots.
Well,
well, what do I call you? Are you really going to have Silnut on it?
Yeah,
Silvio Dante?
I do. I mean, Tony Soprano was amazing. He was the greatest psycho ever. I mean, one minute you like him, and then he's just a psycho.
Yeah, Chrissy's a good kid.
Chrissy, yeah. And I don't know. And then
Paulie Walnuts with those wings. Did you ever consider doing that with your hair?
No. I got this special shampoo now that really helps my hair. It really helps.
What's it do?
What
do you mean it helps your hair?
It just helps. You know? One minute I'm gray, the next minute I'm not. It's shampoo.
You're like a Kardashian. You change your hair every month.
Well, no, it's just I notice I'm getting a little bit of the walnut wings and break out the special shampoo.
God, I love you with the walnut wings. I think it would be spectacular.
No, it'd be awful.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. It's so great.
Yeah. Now, are you going to come down for the festival?
Yeah. Well, I'd like to. I'd like to be able to make that happen.
Why don't you come down Sunday, bring the family, and we'll go.
We'll go?
Yeah.
You'll give me a little tour around?
Yeah, you'll go. We'll have fun. Bring the wife. It'd be fabulous. The boys, bring the boys down.
Yeah.
I'll introduce you to Uncle Vinny. You'll love him.
I know Uncle Vinny. You've introduced me to him many times.
My principal, Pat Rossetti, will be there.
So, wait, hold on a second. Let's not bury the lead. There's a guy walking around that place who was your principal?
At DeSales, yes, Pat Rossetti. He works with Uncle Vinny in the pizza.
He would have actual stories of young Dom?
Oh, yeah.
Are those fit for my children?
I never really got in trouble because I didn't, because I didn't want to get the ire of any of those guys. One time there was an incident in science class where this guy...
What did he do?
He took a guy's platform shoes and threw them out the window.
Did you do it?
I did not do it. I just was not a rat. I just was watching what happened. I didn't say nothing. And the sister that was teaching the class was upset. And Pat Rossetti at that time was the assistant principal. I remember he came in and he was hot that he had to deal with it. And the guy's shoes were out the window. And he said... And I know your grandfather. I wonder what your grandfather would think that I had to come in here. That was all I had to hear. I didn't want to make my grandpa mad, You don't make grandpa mad,
What is your official stance on people trying to pass as Italians in
New
Russian
York
bear
City?
jackets?
What's in New York
What's your opinion on that?
So get this, folks. So we're at New York City to cover the NCAA basketball tournament. And all I wanted to do is I wanted to go to Little Italy.
Yeah.
So we go to Little Italy, and we're thinking about, and we're walking around, and Little Italy is now not very much. It's pretty much gone. And I wanted to see the Ravenite Club, remember? Mm-hmm. And we walked, and that was John Gotti's place. Mm-hmm. It's now a dress store.
Yep.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're walking down the street, and there's all these barkers out there trying to pass as Italians. They were Russian guys. You know they were.
You said it to him.
Going, you're not Italian.
You're...
I mean, he had a Russian accent, and he's talking about, you like the meatballs. Yeah, I'm going, no. I did get us to a good place, remember?
You did. We had a great meal. It was a great meal.
Because there were some people trying to decide. I said, I'll find a real Italian restaurant. But
it was great.
Yeah, but no, there was a little bit of that fakery in the streets. You saw it.
Well, yeah, I did. And I saw you say, sir, the exact quote from Dom was, you, sir, are not an Italian. You're Russian. And we went across the street to the other place.
Well, he was. I mean,
I know he was. He was in a bear jacket, for God's sakes. And then we went and got the cannolis from.
Yeah, we did go there.
That's the place where, isn't that where they got him in The Godfather?
Yeah, they did. And then I'll tell you, where else did we go?
Well,
we went to Carlo's Bakery.
We went to Carlo's. That was in Hoboken.
Yeah, it was. And you know who was from Hoboken?
Well, Sinatra, yeah.
Yeah, I loved Hoboken.
Well, you know who I loved?
Yeah, you liked Buddy's sister.
Well, we don't. My wife's not listening, so she doesn't. She only thinks I do an hour
You said
show
to me,
anyway.
you go, wow. In person, Buddy's sister. She's really. It was the blonde one. What's her name?
I don't know. I can't remember.
The feisty one. She
I just liked. She was really emphatic with her opinions, and I like that.
So here's what happened. We go to Carlo's Bakery, and we wanted to see him. And it was amazing. Buddy was in Columbus. We didn't know that at the time. That day that we were at his place, he was in Columbus. And there's a line a mile out the door, and we can't get in. And so we went around to the back in the alley, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And we had our cameras and all this. And the one cousin you see on the show, I think he's a fireman. And besides, Joe's his name or whatever.
Yep.
He yelled out the window, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And we said, "We're from Columbus. We're big fans of the show. We wanted to come see you guys." And he said, "Well, come on in." And they opened up the back door and let us in, and we had our way. The two cousins were there. And they were upstairs. They were working. I mean, these guys were working on. They couldn't have been nicer.
Where was Buddy though? Do you remember this?
He was in Columbus.
He was here.
Yeah. Pizza Mike, as a matter of fact, my buddy Pizza Mike, while we were there, Pizza Mike was in Columbus hounding him. Here,
That's right.
Talking to Buddy.
No, Pizza Mike's a celebrity of his own. You should have had him as your all-time fictional Italian Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, he is on there. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that guy's a legend.
He is, yeah.
All right. Well, I love it. It's one of my favorite things.
Now, are you gonna get a hold of me? You gonna come down Sunday?
Yeah, I'll find you.
I mean, what are you going to do? You go to the festival or you go watch the Browns lose again?
Why do you got to do that? Why do you choose violence at the end?
I'm just saying.
Can't we just talk about food and Italian bears and
they do everything but win the game. Every week they do everything but win the game.
And then we got to do this at the end.
I'm sorry.
We're just trying to get out of here in a good mood, and everybody gets to enjoy peppers and sausage, and now here you go.
Look, I've been in a bad mood between the Bengals and the Browns. What in the name? Thank God we got the Buckeyes, because I'm going to tell you what. The Bengals are a train wreck.
Yeah, it's bad.
And the Browns, they do everything but win the damn game.
I know. That's why the Buckeyes are the warm blanket. It's good to see you, buddy.
All right. Love you guys. Hey, come to the festival this weekend. Come say hi to me. I'll be there Sunday. Friday, I'm going to be live at 4, 5, and 6 there. Come by and say hi.
There you go. Uncle Dami, Italian Fest. It's a one of one. We'll hit Thing or Not a Thing up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Fresh Tyson natural chicken bone and drumsticks, thighs, or wings are on sale. Select varieties or buy one, get 2 free with your card. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Get Eco.
ECO. Hey, Aaron, I invented a way to make sure people's furnaces are safe.
Do you test high temperature, flame rollout, flame limit, and flame proving?
Yeah, no one wants to set their house on fire.
Do you inspect the heat exchanger?
Yeah, no one wants a house full of carbon monoxide.
We already do all that for just $89.
Yeah, but my price is just $88.
Okay, so $88 will be the new price for a furnace safety check.
Get Eco.
ECO. I also invented a cool new name for it.
Okay.
I call it the Super Safety Check.
What makes it super?
Well, it costs $1 less, and it has super in the name.
Should I start calling you Super, Jerry?
The Super Jerry Super Safety Check. I like it.
Get Eco to safety check your furnace.
Or, for $1 less, you can get the Super Jerry Super Safety Check.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Buckeye fans, introducing Behind the O, the brand new app packed with original athlete and fan-driven Ohio State sports content. It's free to download in the App Store on iOS and Android, and every time you open it, you're helping generate NIL dollars for your favorite Buckeye athletes with zero cost to you. Get exclusive access to fresh behind-the-scenes videos, training routines, athlete lifestyles, and more from every Ohio State sport. Don't wait. Download Behind the O now and get closer to your Buckeyes than ever before.
Behind the O, free for fans, NIL for athletes.
Skyline's new chicken chili is here. Now you can enjoy that legendary Skyline taste with a new protein option. Try Skyline's chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
Wake up and laugh with the Bob and Tom Show on the Fan 2.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
It says here they've won 5 Marconi Awards. I can't even spell Marconi. The Fan 2, Columbus's home of the Bob and Tom Show.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life. There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. Find us on YouTube. Search WBNS Radio and you can see what Bo looks like. But only if you subscribe. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, time for a little thing or not a thing on a Tuesday. Hit it, fellas.
Thing or not a thing.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
We'll get to LeBron in a sec. Not everything's about you, King James. Pete Thamel had this about 2 minutes ago. Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer is pushing to return this week for their game against Texas. There's a belief that his return is possible as he's reacted well to surgery. Thamel adds, quote, Mateer's surgery on a broken bone in his right throwing hand took place nearly 2 weeks ago. Him playing against Texas would dovetail with the most optimistic return timelines as he'd be 17 days out of that procedure. Thing or not a thing?
I wouldn't play him. I would not play him. I think with him, they can be a really frisky team in the postseason. And I know it's their rival. I get it. I just don't know that they need him to beat Texas. Texas is so flawed right now offensively. I just don't know that they need him to beat him. I think the other kid can get it done. And if you give him that extra week, then you're at South Carolina. That's a decent little ramp-up game. Then it's hosting number 4 Ole Miss, at number 12 Tennessee, at number 8 Alabama, number 14 Missouri, number 11 LSU. That's how they close out the season. So I would not rush this. I would play the long game if I'm Brent Venables. It's a big thing either way, and you have to make that decision. But I would err on the side of caution. It's a long season.
So I don't think this is a thing because I think we all kind of thought that he would try to rush this and get back for this game. I'm with you, Bo, in the fact that I don't know if they need him to beat Texas now because I don't know how much Texas and their offense can do against this Oklahoma defense, quite frankly. And the only way I would let this happen is if doctors tell me he's 100% because that schedule you just mentioned, they need him for that. They may not need him for this game, but they'll definitely need him for that. Also, I know this is your rivalry, but if you lose this game, nothing in the long run. But if you have a healthy Mateer and you win down the stretch, you're in the college football playoff where you want to be. So unless doctors tell me he is 1,000% healthy and there's no way he can re-injure that, I'm not playing him.
For what it's worth, Michael Hawkins Jr., Mateer's backup and the presumptive starter this week against Texas. A little over an hour from now, the second decision, I should say. Monday afternoon, LeBron tweeted, "The decision of all decisions, October 7th, 12 p.m. Eastern." The tweet accompanied a video of LeBron sitting down across from someone in a basketball gym, similar to the setup for the first decision, July 8th of 2010. Video was viewed almost 30 million times. It prompted speculation about his retirement or a contract extension, maybe a new business venture. Tickets for Lakers games with the resale in their final game of the season jumped from $85 to $445 overnight. Thing or not a thing?
So I was reading somebody who you feel like would maybe know about what's inside his head on something like this, and they thought that he would prefer a Kobe-like flowers at every setting retirement tour versus the I'm out retirement tour. I'll see you on down the road. So if that's what this, I don't think that's what this is. I don't think he's announcing a retirement. I don't know if he's going to, who knows, but it could be the contract. My hunch on this is if I were a man who wagered, my wagering would be on the side of some sort of marketing business venture. I think this is going to be much ado about nothing.
I love what you said earlier, Reese. You called it the decision. The second time. That's a good one. There's no doubt about it that LeBron would definitely want his Flowers tour. So if that's what that is today, I would not be surprised that, hey, this is my final season in the league. Everybody come celebrate me.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of guys have done it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did that. Dr. J did that. Kobe did that. A lot of them have done that, like announced that this is it.
New potential fourth option, NBA expansion. And he announces his involvement in the Vegas team or the Seattle team.
Well, it'd be Vegas if it's him. It'd be a good time for the NBA to expand. He's always been whispered to go there. Could he be a player owner? Potentially that would be the case. But then, like, here's always what I said to me with him about it. He's going to live the rest of his life in Los Angeles. I don't know that he can put on another jersey other than that one. Because their satisfaction with him, I'm telling you, we were out there last spring. It's tepid at best. It's not a LeBron town at all. I mean, not at all. So, I think he has to wear that uniform last if he's going to live the rest of his life there. I think he's probably aware of that.
Maybe he's going to announce his decision to run for public office.
He'd win.
Governor of Ohio?
Sure he'd win.
This morning, Shams Charania, ESPN's NBA insider, reported that New York emerged as the only team Giannis Antetokounmpo desired outside of Milwaukee in the offseason. The Knicks and Bucks engaged in talks for a window of time. Obviously, nothing has materialized since. Thing or not a thing?
So here's the thing that I found interesting about this, that the Knicks were the only team he'd have an interest in. That surprised me a little bit. There was always whispers that he would team up with Luka in Los Angeles, and people always thought he'd want to go to Miami. By the way, as an aside, Miami's failure to capitalize on everything that Miami has to offer as a true NBA free agency destination is pretty wild. Like, they got LeBron and Bosh because of Wade, but haven't really gotten anybody since, which is weird. Like, you feel like NBA players would crawl to play in Miami, and it hasn't really happened. I think Milwaukee's in a really tough spot because they're obviously not winning anything more with him, but he is their franchise. in every way. So, like, if you trade him, do you want to be the group that trades him? And then what is the return that even makes it something that you can sell to a fan base?
This is a thing that I hope does not happen because I don't know if I could handle Tyvis Powell in here in New York's Knicks jerseys.
Oh, my God.
A Giannis New York Knicks jersey. I don't think I could handle that with Tyvis Powell. So I hope this isn't a thing.
I am also curious because Shams reporting says that it was in the offseason when these talks were engaged. And so Milwaukee had been eliminated from postseason play in April. Their last game was April 13th. Mm-hmm. On July 7th, the Knicks hired Mike Brown. I do wonder, did his hiring or did their coaching search have anything to do with a yes or a no from Giannis, who would ultimately have the decision whether to be traded?
Like former Cavs Lakers coach Mike Brown is now coaching the Knicks?
Yeah, Columbus's own Mike Brown.
He's from here?
Yeah, he was born here. I think his dad was in the Air Force, and so he lived all over. Like he graduated high school in Germany or something.
How many head jobs has that guy had? Cavs, Lakers, Kings?
A great many, I think, would be the answer there.
Yeah, he's had a great many jobs. Oh, I didn't know that. That's fascinating. It's all coming. Look, we got NHL starting now. NBA's going to start. The baseball's going on. There's so much sports right now. You were talking about that show the other day that I got to watch on HBO, and it looks really intriguing to me.
Task is awesome.
That it's awesome. But, like, I don't have time.
But we just had this talk the other day.
No time.
Like, I love UFC. Saturday's the first time I've watched UFC in like 2 or 3 months because there's just too much going on. And even then, I had to sacrifice sleep to do it. So,
yeah.
Too much.
It's too much. There's too much stuff going on. We'll blitz the NFL coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is your friend with the truck.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
All our people are in uniforms.
And our trucks are clean and shiny.
And big.
We leave spaces empty and clean.
For you.
1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
We've all got it, you know, that one crazy thing you've always wanted to do. That bucket list goal. Then a cancer diagnosis, and that one thing still goes according to plan. I would know. I'm getting my first tattoo right now, while my 3 beautiful daughters laugh hysterically at me. 58 years old, 4 years of cancer-free checkups at Ohio Health. Go ahead and get a picture, girls. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans.
All month long at Twin Peaks, celebrate National Dessert Month with sweet endings like our Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cheesecake topped with rum chata sauce, or the Twin Peaks Sundae with a warm Ghirardelli brownie. Pair it with a Screwball peanut butter whiskey for the ultimate game day finish. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hey friends, it's Austin Ward. In the spirit of Halloween, Awaken 180 is offering free consultations. Learn how scary fast and how scary easy losing weight can be. For mine, I brought all the questions, and in the end, Awaken 180 was a no-brainer for me. Determine if Awaken 180 is right for you. The free consultations end October 31st. Reserved by phone only, 844-346-1800. For details and the number, visit awaken180weightloss.com. Scary easy with scary fast results.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Is the place for uncovering mysteries and memories.
I had a car accident. I lost 8 years of my life.
First, it's an all-new murder in a small town.
Your success rate in solving major crimes is superb.
Surprises the heck out of me too sometimes.
Then, it's a new episode of the smash hit, Doc.
You're having memories? They're just weird flashes. I need my life back. I will do whatever it takes.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio, but stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
October 10th, 11th, and 12th brings the Columbus Italian Festival's 45th anniversary to the streets of Italian Village. Cheer a bocce tournament, step to Italian line dancing, or be enthralled with Italian music. Everywhere. Free parking at Columbus State. Hop on the free shuttle to the festival grounds. Many wait all year for the 3 days to devour one of the best voted pizzas in the region. Skip the line. Buy tickets online and save $3 at ColumbusItalianFestival.com. Come for the pizza. Stay for the festival.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of zero down and zero payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 9/30. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Number 1 Ohio State heads to Champaign this weekend for a big noon kick Saturday versus number 17 Illinois. The Buckeyes are favored by more than 2 touchdowns. Head coach Ryan Day will hold his weekly press conference at noon today. We'll carry the coach's comments live on the Fan when he takes the podium. OSU's at Wisconsin next Saturday at 3:30. In other college football news, ESPN says Oklahoma could start John Mateer Saturday when the Sooners play Texas at 3:30. Mateer had a bone break in his throwing hand, surgically repaired less than 3 weeks ago. In professional football news, the Springtime United Football League will be sending a team to Central Ohio in 2026. The Columbus Aviators will play games at historic Crew Stadium, and the NHL's regular season begins tonight with the Panthers and the Blackhawks at 5 p.m. The Blue Jackets begin the season at Nashville Thursday against the Predators. This update is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP, or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Connect with the show on X at 971BFS. Jump in our YouTube chat or just send a raven. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, time to blitz the National Football League. Hit it, fellas.
Bishop and Friends present NFL Blitz.
Sponsored by Monogram Homes. Go custom. Go Monogram. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building.
All right, Bake, we'll start with you. I believe I had that. What did you have this week in the National Football League?
I believe I had that Ohio State is wide receiver U. Emeka Egbuka, 7 catches, 163 yards, and a touchdown. In the same game, Jackson Smith and Jigba, 8 catches, 132, and a touchdown. Marvin Harrison Jr., 4 catches, 98 yards, and a big-time catch that was almost a touchdown. Garrett Wilson, 10 catches, 71 yards, a touchdown. Curtis Samuel, 2 catches, one of those a touchdown. Chris Olave, 7 catches, 59 yards. Nobody puts wide receivers in the NFL like Ohio State this past decade.
It's crazy.
This would be a tease for 15 minutes from now, but LeBron's decision has been released an hour earlier. I was 6-8, so I didn't have much. Jacksonville plus 3.5 was pretty nice. I said they'd be frisky, and I guess they were.
Yeah. I had that Indy's good. Indianapolis Colts are really good. It's just that simple. They've resurrected Danny Dimes. He's resurrected his career. He looks great. The defense is good. They've got weapons. They are going to be a playoff team. and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with this season. Really should be undefeated if we just hold on to the ball. I mean, they really should have beat the Rams, so really should be undefeated. Also had that the Saints, there was something that bugged me about that number. The Saints beat the Giants. The Giants coming off of all of we got the great quarterback, we're good, and then you go to New Orleans and lose. So those two things I had pretty well. I did not have that. What did you not have, Bake?
I did not have the Jacksonville Jaguars sitting here at 4-1 and tied atop the AFC South. They're doing it with a first-time head coach who has a first-time offensive coordinator and a first-time defensive coordinator, and they did it last night on the legs of Trevor Lawrence. I did not see this Jacksonville team being here right now.
I did not have the Tennessee Titans having their first win of the season come against the Arizona Cardinals week 5 of the year and looking the way it did.
Like, what happened at the end of that?
What?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy to blow that if you're Arizona.
Trying to tell somebody who's never seen football, like, that's how that game went.
Yeah, absolutely. Quite honestly, I didn't have much in the afternoon window. From the afternoon window into last night, I went 1-5 against the number, but it wasn't even just like the hook that got me or anything like that. It was just straight up missing. Like the Chargers got bombed. I had them covering. I had Tampa Bay losing to Seattle, or not only Seattle winning, but covering. Tampa Bay won. Same thing happened with Buffalo. I thought they would cover and New England would come back down to earth. Not so much. Believe in Braves and away you go. So the afternoon window was really, really difficult. Afternoon, evening windows for me. I had a really good start to the day, but really petered out as the day went along. Player who impressed, Bake?
The University of Oklahoma. As good as Ohio State has been at putting wide receivers in the NFL here recently, Oklahoma has been at quarterbacks. Every Oklahoma starting quarterback from 2015 to 2023, that would be Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, Dylan Gabriel, Spencer Rattler, and Caleb Williams, they all started for their NFL teams on Sunday.
They're at a quarterback from North Carolina. If the Tar Heels aren't going to recognize one of their own, I will. Drake May's pretty tough. That was a heck of a way to get a win in a primetime window in Buffalo when they're wearing their all whites.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Patriots are going to be, they're not back. They're not quite like the U, but the Patriots are in the right direction.
I'm going to split mine between two guys that were in the exact same draft, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold. Both of these guys were in Carolina at the same time. And Carolina did not have the culture or the patience, who knows, to understand what they had in either one of them. But they were both there at the same time. Did you guys see statistically what they did Sunday?
It was ridiculous.
Baker went 29 of 33 for 379 and 2 touchdowns. Darnold went 28 of 34 for 341, 4 touchdowns, and a pick. Patience with young quarterbacks and circumstances with young quarterbacks. Both the teams, and in the case of Bake, just because I know that one firsthand, the player too. I'm thrilled for him that he got it figured out. It's awesome. But both of those guys are legit, and that was a fun game to watch. Also incredibly aesthetically pleasing because of the uniforms that both teams chose to wear. Those are perfect in every possible way. Player who disappointed, Bake?
So I've got to give it to multiple people, and it's on the same team for the Kansas City Chiefs. Just the effort, especially towards the end of that game last night, was not there. Chris Jones, I don't know what he was doing.
He just stood
on
there.
That final touchdown, just watching Trevor Lawrence, old baby deer, get himself into the end zone somehow. Kareem Hunt on the pick six was running, and then all of a sudden he wasn't. He just quit. And Tyquan Thornton, at least he hustled, but what the hell was he doing? He could have tackled the guy at the 10-yard line. Instead, he continued to run next to him and then tried to do like a European uppercut, WWE style, at the football after it was too late. Like, you just got to be better. He seemed bored.
Yeah, Chris Jones was mine. That was pathetic.
I'm going to go Jake Browning here. We've gone over this a couple of times in the last couple of weeks about what he did 2 years ago and how great he played. 70% completion percentage. They went 4-3 in those games. I don't think anybody thought you were going to get that for an extended period of time this season, but what he's giving them ain't it either, and the turnovers are killers. 3 more on Sunday. it feels like whatever hope they have of staying relatively relevant until Joe Burrow comes back is slipping away, is what it feels like to me. Bud Kilmer, honorary coach of the week. Who do you got, Bake?
To me, it's Mike Vrabel. He has the Patriots looking competent, and good job out of him. Yeah, I think everybody kind of thought he would end up in New England, but he could have went anywhere he wanted in the NFL. He could have waited for a different job, but he recognized that there was something there with the quarterback in Drake May, and Drake May went head-to-head with Josh Allen the other night and ended up getting the win. I think we all thought Vrabel would turn the Patriots around. Seems like it's turning around pretty quick.
Well, here's the other thing with Mike. Mike is really, really smart. So what did Mike do when he was surprisingly fired by Tennessee? He didn't go right back into it. He went to Cleveland, and he learned how an organization works. And whatever you think of whatever's going on in Cleveland right now, the front office and coaching staff row in the same direction. They're on the same page. Whether you agree with that page or not, they view things similarly. So what Vrabel did is he said, you have to have alignment if you're going to be successful. And so he waited until there was the right job with the right quarterback and alignment with the front office before he got back in. So he was very smart in figuring out how to get where he got in New England, and that's a credit to him.
It's also hilarious to see the opposite directions the Titans and the Patriots are going in since jettisoning Mike Vrabel.
Yes.
Like the Titans are a laughingstock. I mean, even their first win of the season came in the most ridiculous of fashion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shane Steichen's mine. I mean, Vrabel, I think, was the obvious one for this week. But the Colts are 4-1, and they stomped the Las Vegas Raiders. And I wonder, I think the Jaguars are good, but I know the Colts are good.
Yeah. I'm going to go Sean Payton here. In a division that seems kind of winnable, you think about what he did last year with Bo Nix in Bo Nix year one. They're sitting there at 3-2 now. They go across the country. They get down at Philly and then rally to win. Sean Payton still's got it, man. He's still got it. He's bringing that quarterback along well. Everybody's buying in. They're playing great defense. They look like a playoff team. I don't know if they're beyond that, but they look like that, and he doesn't get talked about enough for the job that he's doing out there.
Interesting, none of us said Liam Cohen. I thought for sure somebody would.
Yeah, he had a nice...
That was a good win.
It was such a fluky... Yeah, just a weird game. But yeah, he's done a nice job there at 4-1. He has. Top three right now. Who do you got, Bake? This is weird because I have two of my top three that have lost this weekend, and maybe the one, definitely a game they shouldn't have. I have Detroit as the number one team now. I have Buffalo number two, and I still have the Philadelphia Eagles for now hanging on at number three.
Yeah, I have the same thing with Tampa Bay 4.
I was very close to putting Tampa Bay over Philadelphia.
So I do this the same way that I used to do the AP poll, so I go just week to week. So if you lost, you're not going to be in my top three. You have to have won the week before in order to be in my top three. I don't necessarily think that these three teams are going to be the teams, two of them in the NFC, one in the AFC, playing for championships. But in terms of their flowers right now, they deserve them. So give me Detroit number one. Give me Tampa Bay number two, because I think Seattle's really good. Tampa Bay's been in every game. They had lost to Philly last week. To go across the country and play that well and beat Seattle, you deserve some flowers for that. And the Indianapolis Colts are number three. They have one loss. It's against the Rams, and honestly, they shouldn't have lost it. And they're really whipping people. Go look at their point differential, guys. They're legit good. Super Bowl right now, Bake. Who do you got?
I've got the Chris Spielman Bowl. Detroit versus Buffalo.
Sam, I got the Lions over the Bills.
The Colts' point differential this season is 74. Best in the league. Only the Lions are close. The Lions are plus 62. Give me Detroit. Give me Indy in the Super Bowl this week.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy month of the NFL season already. What is the Browns' plan after a loss over in London? Well, the good news for them is if you're looking to have people's attention, you ought to have it. They're at Pittsburgh on Sunday. You'll hear from Kevin Stefanski on what he thought of his quarterback Dylan Gabriel's first start coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com.
At Retail Rush, you can find name brand products at unbeatable prices. We source products from big box stores and auction them online starting at $5. Get up to 90% off retail prices on home decor, lawn and garden, and more. Bid now at RetailRush.com.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and a blue refreshing mountain dew. So give me my good days, give me a dew.
Grab some friends and an ice-cold Mountain Dew today.
Mountain Dew.
Newman Roofing, as part of its 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to recognize individuals who go above and beyond to make a difference for people of all abilities. This week, we honor Jessica Komajati. Jessica has made a meaningful impact as a Special Olympics Ohio Fit 5 advocate, a youth leader, and a dedicated Buddy Walk committee member. During this Down Syndrome Awareness Month, Newman Roofing is proud to join forces with 10 TV and The Fan in celebrating our ongoing commitment to the community.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront costs before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Your new Columbus home for the Jim Rome Show is the Fan 2.
Catch the live experience weekdays from 3 to 6.
Just one requirement. Have a take and don't suck. The Fan 2, Columbus's home of the Jim Rome Show.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun, your way. That means you pick your wager. Will it be $1, $2, a crisp $20? Your call. Like picking your own numbers? Use any inspiration you like. Birthdays, jersey numbers, you name it. And if you don't feel like choosing, there's the Super Quick Auto Pick. With regular promotions that'll get you more bang for your Keno buck, multiple ways to win, prizes galore, and live draws every few minutes. Anytime is the right time to get in on the Keno action. Keno is always fun, your way. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Don't forget the umbrella at home. A soggy day ahead for us with scattered showers and thunderstorms, some which could have heavy downpours. Afternoon highs only getting into the low 70s. Then for tonight, eventually the rain tapers off overnight with our lows in the 50s. Wednesday will have a lot more sunshine in it. However, temperatures will be significantly cooler, only getting in the mid to upper 60s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip. And I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan. Our top men are working on everything except this show.
We have top men working on it right now. Who? Top men.
You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
And the Capital Florida Columbus High School Football Game of the Week takes us to Pickerington North Friday night as the Panthers host Grove City. Coverage starts at 6:30. The kick's at 7 after the game. It's Byers Subaru Dublin's Overtime with Bake and Lee. Friday nights for high school football right here on The Fan. Dillon Gabriel debuted. I actually thought it was kind of a perfect debut from him in terms of the setting, the location, all of it. He played 60-some college football games and a lot of bowl games. My hunch is that's what that felt like to him. A little bit of a travel over there and everything that comes with it. Once you get into the game, it's go time, but you're not debuting at Pittsburgh. So that helps, right? And I thought he played very well. I didn't think there was a single moment in the game on Sunday morning where it felt to me like Dillon Gabriel couldn't handle the stage he was on. He didn't seem wide-eyed to me. He didn't seem like it was too big for him. I thought his pocket poise was really good. I thought you saw part of the reason why it became a necessity to put him in the lineup. Jack Conklin back at right tackle helped a lot. That stabilized that side of the ball. The other side is still a big-time work in progress with Levinson and obviously Cam Robinson. My hunch is Robinson will slide in there, but they were kind of rotating him through. Robinson didn't play much. I think less than 10 plays. So that's a bit of a problem. So what Gabriel allows for is he allows for to buy a millisecond at time with his scrambling ability. He had a big play where he stepped up and picked up a first down where the pocket was kind of collapsing around it, and he wiggled through and picked up a first down. I thought he got the ball out of his hands very, very quickly. So those are the positive things. The negative things, and I don't know if this has anything to do with Dillon Gabriel, because this was the case with Joe Flacco as well. As currently playing, the Cleveland Browns really have no threat down the field. And at this point, you really don't have to worry about them for any reason down the field. They don't take shots. They definitely haven't completed hardly any plays down the field. They really don't even take too many. And I do think that is something that is going to have to change to open this thing up a little bit. It does appear that this rookie class that they have drafted is an incredible rookie class, really all the way through it. And the star of it so far, obviously, has been Quinshon Judkins, who is, I mean, he's basically giving them the type of production Nick Chubb gave them early in his career. They go about it different ways. Nick Chubb was a one-cut, foot in the ground, get upfield. It's funny, Nathan Zagura said this yesterday to me, and I really liked the comparison because I was trying to think of like Quinshon's NFL comparison. I keep coming back to Kareem Hunt because of just kind of how upright he runs and how violently he can run. But he goes, what about Le'Veon Bell? And I thought that's pretty good because Le'Veon would have that ability to kind of like pick his spots almost at the line of scrimmage. He had such great patience at the line, and then he would squirt through it. And you're seeing that with Quinshon Judkins. So there are some bright spots. For the NFL, though, 1-4 is what you are, and wins are needed. And in this instance, the thing that I think is that I'm most curious about is what the next step is for Gabriel. Here's Kevin Stefanski on his takeaways from Dillon Gabriel's first start.
Yeah, a lot of positives, Scott. Obviously, can always be better, and certainly we as an offense have to be better and score more to help this football team. But for a young player in that environment versus that defense to take care of the ball, make the plays he made, I thought was a lot of positives with plenty to clean up, and that's what he will do, and that's the mentality he has, is certainly to be a player that continues to get better week in and week out.
What did you guys make of him?
It was really good for your first start in the NFL. I mean, he was what I thought he would be. Mm-hmm. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of Dillon that didn't surprise me. I would kind of wished that later in the game they would take more shots downfield. Like I did want to see them open it up a little bit more, and I understand, you're limited talent-wise, but I thought it was there. I thought more could have been asked of him, and he would have acted accordingly, to borrow a phrase used on this show. And so I'm enthused with what I saw enough Sunday to let Dillon have the rest of the season and really see what you have with this.
So I thought he was just okay. I thought it was pretty much what we expected. 19 to 33. I thought the passing completion percentage would be a little better than that, but there's a lot of factors that can go into that, right? And outside of Harold Fannin and Njoku, I don't know who he throws to on this team, quite frankly. It was just okay. I think there's a lot of room here to see improvement. I will say this, Reese, I'm excited to see more.
Right.
If this is all we get, though, I don't want to see him the whole year,
No,
right?
yeah,
There's got to be better, and I'm sure there will be, because this was his first start. Minnesota's got a good defense. Brian Flores has a great scheme. But if there isn't much progression, I do need to see Shador later, even though I don't think he's the answer. I have to see him just so I know.
Sure. And as a vertically challenged person, I hate to throw stones, but there were some times where his height, I think, was a detriment for Gabriel.
He sails the ball a lot because of it.
Can't see over the line is tough.
Yeah.
But I think you can work around that.
You can. I was surprised at times they didn't move him a little bit more in the pocket on some boots. They didn't do that a whole lot. I was surprised that they didn't do that. That topic of potentially opening up the offense, Stefanski was asked about that. Let's hear what he had to say.
Yeah, it's always a product of the game you're in. We have a lot of faith in Dylan and our pass receivers, whether that's from the wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, you name it. We have a lot of confidence in our guys. So it's just very dependent on the team you're facing and what they're doing in the back end.
I think that Kevin probably was guilty Sunday of trying to massage a win. I think he thought, they haven't driven on us. Let's put it on the defense. To only take 11 seconds off the clock is pretty crazy in those circumstances. You second guess your Monday morning quarterback, or in this instance, Tuesday morning quarterback, and you say, geez, throw it on first down. Second down, the second down play, they had all 9 in the box and they were up. They were daring you to take a shot. And then on the third down, the one thing you can't do is do anything. You cannot have an incomplete pass. That either has to be Dylan Gabriel sliding inbounds or an easy layup catch going down inbounds. You cannot have a situation where you play 3 offensive plays and only take 11 seconds off the clock and you don't even force them to use all their timeouts. Can't have it. So that was a failure on that end. And I think that what maybe he is guilty of is thinking my defense has got this. The reality was that they didn't. And it's crazy because Denzel Ward has been one of the 3 best players on that team all year. And he even admitted it post-game. He just kind of blew it on the call, on the one to Addison that ends up being the game winner. My response to that, though, was that's a 3-point game at that point. That's a first down. They were scoring one way or another. That game was minimum going to overtime because the kick that the guy missed ended up hitting the cable, we found out later. And that's the only reason he missed it. So they were either going to tie it or they were going to win it. I'm not going to crush Denzel for it because I think either way they were going to get in, whether they got in and kicked a field goal or won the game. The game management at the end has certainly been a cause for some consternation with folks around the Browns. Here was Kevin Stefanski answering the question of the timeout usage at the end of the game.
You think about all those things in those moments. Obviously it didn't work out for us how we wanted it to work out, both in the result of the game and, that drive itself. So you're always thinking about different ways you can do it, but we trust our guys to come through it. But we didn't come through as a football team. That's players, coaches, that's offense, defense, and special teams.
You hit it, Bake, and ownership hit it up there, right? Nathan has done a good job of explaining this. Dylan Gabriel's mindset should be, I'm going to make sure that nobody else other than me quarterbacks the Cleveland Browns. But at the same time, they have to know what they have with those 2 guys. So what I saw from Gabriel Sunday and what I've seen from him throughout camp and through the summer and everything is an ultimately prepared player. Do I think in a world that he could be some version of in that realm of Kyler and Brock Purdy and Cousins, and could he be one of those guys? Yeah, I'm not sure he can't be. And I think at the minimum, as that is a jumping off point, the minimum that he allows for is if you don't have to take a quarterback to take one next year. I don't think you have to force it. Because I asked you guys the question earlier in the show. If you were a team drafting number 1 overall, which quarterback would you take? Silence. Because there is no consensus. Now, one of them might be special. There was no consensus around Drake May. That's your job to find out if there is one of those guys. But if it were me picking right now, I don't think there's anybody in this draft that I would say, yes, absolutely. Like, what have you seen from Lenora Sellers? Nussmeier?
Yeah, I'm comfortable
Beck?
saying there is none right now.
Klubnik?
And with the way the Jaguars have been playing, the Browns might have put themselves into a spot that maybe you grab a Carnell Tate.
Yeah.
That'll be
they
late.
need weapons.
Yep. So maybe it does work out for the Cleveland Browns in April. That has a lot of that has to do with if one of these two quarterbacks, either Gabriel or Shador, can make them comfortable waiting.
Are you comfortable with that, Bake? Do you think you've seen enough to know that don't reach for one, or do you take one no matter what based on – I'm not going to hold you to this because it's October 7th.
Yeah, if there's no guy there, right, in either of the spots you're picking, or if you can't package it up to get something or get someone with your picks, yeah, you definitely don't reach for one, especially if, like, you can live with what Dylan Gabriel gave you the other day. Is that franchise quarterback play? I don't believe so, but you can live with that.
Yeah, and I think you can win with that. And I think it also comes back to something that we're going to kind of get into next, which is what is the best way to build an NFL team? Because you could make an argument that the best way to build an NFL team is to always build a winner. And that sounds simple, but I'll explain coming up in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're over 50, it's likely that you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
5 words no one wants to hear? You need a new roof. What do you do? Who do you call? How are you going to pay for it? Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and these are all questions that run through people's minds when they hear those 5 words. But if you pick up the phone and call Victor's Home Solutions, your new roof will be the easiest, most hassle-free home improvement project you'll ever do. Victor's has thousands of 5-star ratings for both customer service and high-quality installation. Plus, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. And since no one wants to pay these high interest rates for a limited time, Victor's is offering 5-year, no-interest financing with minimum monthly payments for qualified buyers. So if you need a new roof, don't stress. Victor's Home Solutions has your back. It starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. It assesses the exact condition of your roof and what needs to be done next. Set up your inspection today. 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS or online at victors.com.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. 10 feet tall and bulletproof isn't just a saying, it's a way of life. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, so you gave us a tease. We have a. I'm going to get to the build a winner thing in a second, but you gave us a tease.
The second
for your
decision.
boy. Yeah, did I have it right?
It's a Hennessy ad.
I knew it. He probably got ownership in it because doesn't he have a tequila too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody has a tequila
nowadays.
You can't be a celebrity without one.
Well, give me a minute. We'll see what I can do.
High Bank, a little collaboration here.
Next step for them. Like any interest? Like he and I both like talking about tequila and enjoying different varieties of it. I'm not sure if I can get him there.
Bishop. I like it.
We can do it in a second. Of course it was going to be that. The idea that people scooped up last game Laker tickets at $485 a ticket thinking it was going to be something other than that. No. If I were to tell you that we have to get used to the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win this division, it's not going to be particularly close, how does that sit with you?
I want to turn your mic off.
I wish I gave you the power to. I'd like it to be turned off for me.
Gross.
They're gonna.
They are.
They are. Yeah. The Ravens' hole that they have dug it's too big to get out of. The Baltimore Ravens Sunday maybe had the most impressive injury list I've ever seen in my life in terms of the talent that did not play. I don't know if you'll ever see one like it. It was littered with all pros and MVPs and all of this stuff. They can't dig out of it. Lamar's out one more week. They're what are they, 1-4? You're going to go to 1-5. They could still make the playoffs. They have a stretch of games where they should win a lot of them if Lamar gets back healthy, and they still should be okay. I think they're going to be this year's Bengals. Do they have enough weeks to get head above water the way the Bengals were unable to do a year ago? So I think they're that. Cincinnati's cooked. They're cooked. There's no making this better. They're not running the ball with any effectiveness whatsoever. Defensively, they're a sieve. The quarterback is now turning the ball over. You're getting people questioning Zach Taylor on play calling and everything else. There just is no path for them to stay around even Steven until Joe comes back. And by the way, we haven't even heard any sort of timetable on Joe. It's been a little less than a month, and we've heard nothing on it might be closer to this, it could be closer to that, nothing. So we don't know if he's coming back anyway. And the Browns obviously offensively just don't have enough. And by the way, they're 1-4. So they're not digging out at something like that. And so that comes back to Pittsburgh. And the crazy thing about Pittsburgh is they are allergic to a full-on rebuild. Won't do it. Will not do it. Refuse to do it. Every single year, they put their best foot forward to win. And they did that again this year. Are they some sort of super team? No. No, they're not. They're pretty flawed. But they're opportunistic enough. They got DK Metcalf as a big-time playmaker. The run game will probably come along, and they have enough game records on defense that they can make some plays, and they're probably going to win this stinking division. That's the reality of it. And there is a lesson there, I think, for everybody who wants to tear things down and build it up. And sometimes it works. Sometimes you hit the lottery and you get a player and it flips everything. But sometimes you do it and you miss. And then when you miss, what do you have? And I just think there's real value in not going to the bottom that sometimes doesn't get the attention because those of us that do this are always so intrigued by winning the lottery and picking number one in back-to-back drafts and flipping everything. It's really hard to do. Really difficult.
I do think that's a good point, especially with the Steelers. And I am maybe guilty of this some because I'm someone who, and I just didn't think that the Browns roster was nearly good enough. So I thought you had a chance to have two high picks. Maybe you don't now with Jacksonville. But the Steelers one is an interesting point. Like they always say, the best way to be ready is to stay ready. Mm-hmm. And, the Steelers have not been able to, since Ben left, figure it out at the quarterback position. But they've still been a competent football team. And that's the only thing they've really missed is a quarterback. And if you have a good roster, you can luck into one maybe that's just good enough. Like maybe Rodgers is just good enough for them this year with a decent team and roster to get them over the hump and make them a Super Bowl contender, maybe even get them there. So I do think that is a good point, especially in the NFL when things are so crazy and you just never know week to week what's going to happen.
Look at Seattle. Look at Tampa Bay. Look at Indy. They pivoted. This is, and then you find a quarterback and you plug it in and you keep trying to win. I think one thing that fans and sometimes media miss on like the teardown thing is the physical toll it takes on players. And I've always asked people this question, like, can you have culture amidst losing? How do you create it when you lose? Because when losing happens, that's when people start pushing their chips in. All right, I've had enough. I'll see you later. How do you create culture amidst it? That's one thing that I'm envious of Pittsburgh of, in that they don't have to teach culture because it never leaves. Baltimore similarly. The Green Bay Packers. There are operations that just don't ever miss. They just win, and they stay competitive. And then, and it's funny how all of those teams, Seattle's like that too, they've largely been competitive for the last 25 years. They've won a Super Bowl, played another one, and have been one of the more model franchises. San Francisco. They fall into Purdy, but they had everything else in place. They had the talent everywhere else. Remember, they went all in on Lance. Purdy saved them. Absolutely did. Saved them.
I mean, even in some of the later years with the Colts, like they still went 9-8 with Carson Wentz. Yeah. I don't think they thought that Andrew Luck was going to be leaving, but they had Philip Rivers in the 2020 season. Yeah. The Indianapolis thing, when you tease the segment, I'm like, the Colts are a pretty perfect example of this.
They are. They fall into Daniel Jones. There's more to him than they thought, and now they're winning again.
I think you mentioned the Seahawks, too. I think they're one that's kind of like that. They had Russ for so long. Then they got Geno, who was good enough, right, to keep them relative, keep them a playoff team fighting there. And now they've got Darnold, where they think, hey, maybe this can be our guy moving forward.
For sure. And there are guys floating around the league right now. I mean, the best example of this probably, just because, well, Sam Darnold was there too, people forget about this, is Mac Jones with San Francisco. You could have had Mac Jones for $6. You could have had Baker Mayfield for $6. Could have had Sam Darnold for $6. Coach him up. You saw Mac Jones played last week for San Francisco. Are you sure that Garrett Nussmeier is better than him? I'm not. I think Julian Sain's better than him by the time he gets to be draft eligible, but he's not eligible now.
Do you know if the Browns tried on Mac at all? Or was he just like, I'm going to go to San Francisco?
Remember he was in Jacksonville first? Yeah. I think, I remember talking a lot in the offseason. Like, I know that the Browns were very interested in Daniel Jones, that they were very interested in him because they thought that philosophically it would work. I think that's why they liked Pickett initially, too. And then it probably just got to a point in camp where Pickett was hurt so much that Gabriel was basically a younger, cheaper version of him. The other thing you have to remember with Pickett for the Browns was even if he played well this year, they really couldn't sign him to an extension because of how their cap is. So Gabriel allows for a younger, contractually controlled version of that. But there is something to that, I think, of hey, yeah, we just try to win every year. We just try to win every year, and let's see what happens. And this year, the way that this division fell, I mean, my God, I had 3 teams in this division in the postseason in our predictions. I had Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and Cincinnati.
Same.
Might be lucky to get one.
We all did. They're doing one.
It might. I mean, it'll be up to Baltimore to dig out of the hole. But if they can't, it's just going to be one. The way it stands right now, the way that these teams look. So, yeah, that's the spot you're in the AFC North. And that's, God, guys, we're a month in. It's crazy how much has changed. All right, we get 3 things on a Tuesday up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The Daily Ryan Day Show is brought to you locally by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers and by Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's the Daily Show with Coach Ryan Day, brought to you by Safe Light Auto Glass. On the heels of the Minnesota game, and you had all the questions about Carnell Tate and the way he played, you talked about his unselfishness. Both he and Jeremiah Smith, is that something that really filters down through the whole team?
Yeah, and I think when you're a receiver, one of the last things you talk about, whether it's in recruiting or just in general, is when you talk about playing without the ball. And to be a complete player, you have to do those types of things. And everybody on the team has to do the dirty work. And everybody's position has a different definition of what that is. The things that, are flashy, the things that you get recognized for, the things that, quote unquote you like to do. Those ones, are, I wouldn't call them easier, but that's something that you enjoy doing. Carnell has really made a lot of progress, and he's a great example to some of the younger players.
We'll have another comment in just a moment. Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at safelite.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Buckeye fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado, beer.
Ryan, are you seeing that more experience is helping Julian Sands see more on the field, especially as plays develop?
We try to do everything we can in practice to simulate what is going to be in the game, but you don't know until you're out there. And the different situations that pop up in game are sometimes different than what you see in practice. So he's learning every day, and that's what being a player and a pro is. We say you're either remembering when you're out there or you're learning. It's our job as coaches to try to get them into situations where they're remembering what they saw in practice or what they saw in film. But it's the player's job to take those meetings, take those experiences, and carry them over and learn so that they can grow up fast. And I think you're seeing that with Julian. You watch the way he is communicating, where his eyes go, where his feet are, the decisions that he's making. It's carrying over to the field. So I think the most important thing is the confidence in himself and his teammates that are around him.
Yeah, this is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
For over 37 years, Buckeye Nation has known Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse for serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks are a staple in Columbus, with 3 locations in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. And just like the Buckeyes, we strive for excellence and an experience like no other. Hyde Park is proud to introduce the newly added wine room at our downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining surrounds you, creating the ideal setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Around here, it's all or nothing. And Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else. Like the best-selling Toyota Camry. Now through November 3rd, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Camrys. Or lease a new 26 Camry LE for $279 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven. I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Newman Roofing, as part of its 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to recognize individuals who go above and beyond to make a difference for people of all abilities. This week, we honor Jessica Komajati. Jessica has made a meaningful impact as a Special Olympics Ohio Fit 5 advocate, a youth leader, and a dedicated Buddy Walk committee member. During this Down Syndrome Awareness Month, Newman Roofing is proud to join forces with 10 TV and The Fan in celebrating our ongoing commitment to the community.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The perfect show for quarter zips and khaki shorts. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, Reese, what are you on the poll today?
Well, the Daily Fan poll had to do with the second decision LeBron announced yesterday, and the options were retirement, new endorsement, leaving the Lakers, or other. 49% said retirement, 37% said new endorsement. So you out there who thought it was going to be, in fact, what it was, a Hennessy advertisement, I guess give yourself a pat on the back after you're done rolling your eyes.
I remember when I was in college, there must have been a lot of like the hip hop was all about Hennessy. And so a buddy of mine who really loved that type of music, he always had like a bottle of Hennessy in the house. And so you'd see it in there and it'd be like, what are we going to do with this?
Can't say I've ever had it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for me, but some folks like it. But I never forget, and at the time, it was an expensive buy. I don't know what it is now, but I at the time I want to say it was like a $40 buy or something like that. And the rest of us weren't spending anything like that on anything.
We used to have some big Memorial Day and Labor Day pool parties at my buddy's house. Mm-hmm. And we had one friend that would stop by. He didn't come to all of them, but he'd come to a few. And we made sure we always had a bottle there for him just in case, because that was his drink.
That was his drink. Hey, by the way, I guess it worked because we've just dropped the name of that liquor 6 times in the last half hour. So I guess it worked.
Bad job out of us.
I guess it worked. All right, time for 3 things. Hit it.
1, 2, 3 things.
Sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina, Central Ohio's largest selection of new and pre-owned boats. Find your next dream boat at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
All right, number 1 for me, happy birthday to the baby boy Beamsy. He was born on this day, honestly, in about 20 minutes from now. He was, my wife, I'll never forget, she goes, I think we're having a baby. And I'm like, well, I know we're having a baby. She's like, no, now. I think my water broke. And she didn't realize it because she was in the shower right away. So we were in Dublin and busting to Riverside. We got in no more than 7 minutes to spare. He was at least a month early. He was a preemie. He was out in 5 minutes, gone, went straight. And it's crazy when you have one go in the NICU. So we really didn't get it much of a chance because it was like a quick hug and there's we got to take him to NICU. The folks at Riverside are exceptional. The way that they calmed you, because here's this little child who's in your life. I'll never forget all these moments. I would always drive by 315 and think to myself, I would stop every single time I drove anywhere near it, because then all of a sudden your kid is in their hands because he needs more care than you can provide. And those people there make you feel so comfortable. Nick Foligno was in the NICU with us. His daughter was born the exact same day, so we would see them in the NICU every day, which was he and I always bonded over through the years. But great job out of them. Happy 12th to young baby boy Beamsy.
Can confirm only the coolest are born at Riverside. First thing for me, the Cavaliers begin the preseason tonight, hosting the Chicago Bulls at 7 o'clock. That game will be on Peacock. I am enthused, and I have good news to share for everybody who's had to download all of these new apps and pay for these new subscriptions, is that with the new NBA media rights deal, you're going to get games on Peacock, about 9 of them for the Cavaliers this season, 4 of them on Amazon Prime. It looks like you've got 10 games on ESPN and ABC. The rest of them, yes, on FanDuel Sports Network, but you could just get the FanDuel Sports Network add-on to Amazon Prime. I know you don't love spending a ton of money, but it's a little bit better than just having them all on the one Bally Total Fitness Sports.
If you've listened to this show, you know that the 3 of us are pretty big fans of Emeka Egbuka and thought that he would be a hit in the NFL. Well, he's the first player in league history to have 25 or more catches, 400 more receiving yards, and 5 or more touchdowns in his first 5 games. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the only player in NFL history to have more touchdown catches than Egbuka through 5 games. He ranks 4th in the NFL with 445 receiving yards, 5th in league average yards per reception, 17.8, and quarterback rating when throwing to a receiver, the highest in the league this year, is to Emeka Egbuka, 145.3. I won't speak for you guys. I thought it was going to be good. I didn't realize it would be this good this quick.
Yeah, I mean, he could be like an all-pro type guy. Is kind of, and Jackson Smith and Jig was doing that as well, by the way. Number 2, this one about Beamsy as well. He's my Abraham Lincoln, always tells the truth, really rarely misbehaves or anything. And this is kind of a great example of just his mindset. When they were little, and this was during COVID, and we were watching a lot of the Avengers movies and stuff. And I remember asking him, who's your favorite superhero? And most kids will pick Batman, some some Iron Mans. They're all pretty cool dudes. And so the others picked theirs, and it came time to his turn, and he goes, Superman. And I said, Superman, huh? I said, why Superman? He goes, Dad, he's good at everything. Nice. That's true. Maybe why Superman isn't the most interesting comic book, because he's pretty tough to beat. Makes sense, buddy.
Second thing for me, as we are inching closer, just 2 days until the Jackets begin the regular season in Nashville. The Cavs are playing in New York on October 22nd. That'll be the first game of their regular season. For YouTube TV guys, you don't have any help with this. As far as FanDuel Sports Network goes, you just have to get their app. Peacock is going to be giving all of their non-NFL events, so the strictly Peacock games like some for Ohio State, those will be available on YouTube TV through another channel coming soon.
Second thing for me, the NHL season starts tonight with 3 games. One of those is the Pittsburgh Penguins in New York to take on the Rangers at 8. Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Chris Letang will be stepping onto the ice as teammates for their 20th season. First time that's ever happened in the history of North American sports. God, I hate those guys, but damn, they've been really good, and that's a hell of a run.
It's an incredible run. Finally, number 3, all of these will be Beamsy related. People say, well, why do you call him Beamsy? So his actual name is Parker, and I was trying to decide on names, and I was sitting at the press box at Nationwide watching a Blue Jackets named next to the great Clay Hall, and he said one of his boys' name is Parker, and he said he named him Parker Beam after Parker Beam, who was an All-American at Ole Miss, if memory serves. Clay will correct me if I'm wrong. So I like Parker too, and then he said Beamsy. Well, then I realized that the founder of Jim Beam Bourbon was Parker Beam. So all of my wife's family thinks that I call him Beansy. Like with an N? Beamsy. That's how it came about.
Final one for me. This from Mike Comodo on Twitter. On this day in 2000, Ron Tugnut became just the 3rd goaltender in NHL history to play for 7 different teams when he appeared in his first game for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Remember, vote Tugnut in November.
Final thing for me, AR is back today, but you'll have to wait just a little bit because the Ryan Day press conference is coming up next.
You have that to look forward to, which is nice. We're back tomorrow. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets.